Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once more to Manor Lords. Now it's only a couple of weeks until early access of this most anticipated city builder, and before we dive into the early access version that you'll see on this channel too, of course, we're having a look at my second demo playthrough once more, this time re-edited and cut together in a long play so you can watch it in one go. Bear in mind, this is absolutely not the state of the game as it is right now, so a lot of features are still missing and a lot of polish has not been done yet. But you get the general idea of what this game is all about. Enjoy! And there we are, right away in a new game, basically. So we are playing here on the high settings, of course, and we are just starting out with a couple of people there. We can also zoom in really close. I mean, look at the distance. Right, and this is all buildable. Don't get fooled by that. It's all buildable. And let's just have a quick look around. We can also zoom out very, very far, so into our terrain, right? So this is us. And then we have, of course, the world map as well, where all the other territories or regions are that we can conquer. Unfortunately, in the demo, we cannot conquer that. We are in Leyfeld, as it's called right now. Somewhere here, right? Somewhere here in the middle. There we are right now. We got an ox. And we got a few people. Actually, in fact, we only got 5 people. York, Linhart, Peter, Erhard, and another Peter. Oh, this is going to get confusing. We also have a message. There's a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth, and light against the darkness of the world. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips, their breath clouding in the air, but there is plenty of work to warm them. As the toil begins, you can almost imagine your heart the ring of anvils, the tolling of bells, the cries of the marketplace, possibilities. In distance, fog lingers in the hollows of the land, and the world is quiet, watchful, waiting for you to choose which of those to make real. And with that, we also get some missions right away. Build a granary, logging camp, forager hut, and a storehouse. There we have it. Just have a quick look around. We can see there's an iron deposit over there. Below the surface, of course. Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. And quiet right now. Not much going on. Let's just get started with our first buildings, right? There is the main road here. So the main road, of course, connects us. We also have the road system in this game. So we do need to connect the buildings with a road so that the cart can actually get over there. And since we have a crossing here already, why not just make the crossing here as well? We can also add the curvature of the road as it is going up here into my main area, right? So we are just going up here, and then we probably will make the road continue into this area. The road, as far as I can tell, doesn't really cost me that much, so we can just go ahead with that. And over there in this tiny area, I think this looks perfect for a logging camp. I'm just going to have my road right here in this dark forest area. And there we have it, the logging camp, our very first building. And this is also pretty big, right? And as we can see, we also have then a road connection right away. So let's go ahead and start the construction of this one here. So not much is happening, right? Of course, they're going to build this one here step by step now. All right, we can also see some fertilities here. So the rye fertility. The smell, there's fortunately no smell yet. Underground water, very important because we need to build wells, right? And they need to be built upon a water vein. Right, my workers, they're now going about their business. Oh, they're very detailed. Right, and this fella here now is going out there into the world. We also have the logging camp. As we can see, those are the assigned workers now. And they are going to either build or transport goods over there, right? So at the moment, we're still waiting for one more good before we can start the construction of this one here. Oh, it has been delivered with the ox.
Come along, lad.
So this fella here is doing that. And those guys are now... But they're also using my road. That is just good, so it was not the worst decision. We should also get ahead with the other buildings right away. So we do need a forager hut and a granary then as well. And, let's go with the forager hut. So probably I should also have this where we have... There it is, right? Berries. Seasonal. So let's have this close to my logging camp. Right here then as well. So those people can then get over to the berries. Meanwhile, the construction continues. Step by step, they're building it. Oh, I could totally sit down here now and enjoy the remains of the day. As they're building our first house, our logging camp. Really, really plank by plank. While construction resumes, we could also check out what we need here actually. So we got 5 unassigned families, a total population of 4, the approval rating is 48%, public order, regional wealth, livestock. We got the number of months, so there's seasons of course. Right now we're in March, that is spring. So frequent raining, berry deposits regrow, ploughing for quick summer harvest possible. Crops, food, fuel, timber, stone, tools, materials, equipment. And then we got ourselves here, and by the way, we can also, and that is really cool, control ourselves. That is us in the game. We can walk around. I did not notice that we had such a beard, but I guess it's fine. And we can walk around in our town and enjoy the day. Now that is sick. I gotta say that. That is absolutely fantastic. And we can just enjoy our medieval area. Meanwhile, construction resumes, so we are very close now to the completion of our first building here. Also, food has to be moved to a granary or else it can be damaged by weather, exposed storage in general, and we got 5 homeless people. So we will also need to work then on our production. But wait a second, let's actually start with the granary then right away. Costs me 2 logs. And can we please get it in here somehow? This seems unlikely. This is possible. Let's get the granary in here rather central, right? So we can have then the buildings around it. So the forager here delivering the berries then right into it. And there it is. Our first building has finished. The logging camp. And the logging camp now it can have up to 3 workers, and we can now assign someone to it. And we also need to assign a work area for it. And of course, where there's lots of logs. We can also make the work area smaller or bigger. Like so. And then we decide, let's actually go for this area here, because I don't know if trees really regrow. So we could use this then for more city area then later on. Right, so this is our work area now. Since we only got 5 people, I'm not going to assign another one yet. Because I don't know how it affects us then. And Peter, one of my 2 Peters, is doing the job. He already got an axe. And he's now on his way chopping down trees. And boy, he's got a lot of work ahead of him. Next building on its way, the forager hut. Once again. Very detailed progression. Alright, doesn't take that long. Forager hut. 3 people are still working on it. And then this is finished. Then we will already have the construction of the granary. By the way, here logging camp is finished. Forager hut is coming up now. And then we have the granary and the storehouse we also need. So let's go ahead. Storehouse, there it is. And let's just see. Yeah, let's have the granary and the storehouse together, right? So both of them are more or less here in the center. And can we make this one? I will probably... Can I? Yeah, I can. Perfect. So I will probably have a road then going out here. And we can also curve the road to our wishes. Like so, for example. Or we just go like this. Right, yep, this looks okay. And then we still need the storehouse over here. There you go. So that both of these constructions are rather central in my village. There it is, forager hut. The next house is finished. Looking slick. I wonder how you get in there. Probably from the other side. I hope so. And let's just assign someone to that as well, right? So up to 4 people can work in here. And we also will need to decide the work area. Now we do have the berry bushes over here. So let's just decide for this one here to be our working area for this forager hut. It is also connected to the road network right away. And as we can see, there is now someone coming in and getting then the berries from the forest area. And that ox is really doing an amazing job here, dragging around the logs that we need, right? It's already getting it to the storehouse while the other ones work on this building here. So this has all the resources. And this one here is now being delivered. And where is it coming from, by the way? From here, my supplies. And we have one more timber available. That's it. So my logging camp really should start working here, please. Seems like we might be running out of logs here pretty soon. Oh, it's getting cloudy. So we just had a bright sky and now it's getting cloudy there. Interesting, look at that. This does not like it's scripted or so, but there is a huge cloud coming in. I wonder if it's starting to rain soon. Of course, I always enjoy running around in my own village. It's also funny that I'm the only one that wears color. So I have red and everyone else is just grayish. And I can just watch. I mean, I'm not really here for work, right? Also, my logging camp has finished working, so we got one log in store now. And I think... I mean, how many logs do we have now with that? One only, right? Because the storage is empty. We also have the supplies here still, so some 16 bread, 25 wood and 1 tool. That's all we have right now. And Linhard is going back with the ox. Poor beast. Needs to drag things around all day. We also get the first berries in, very good, but we still are working on the granary and the storehouse. And indeed, it rains! I didn't think it would be possible, but actually yes, the clouds that were moving in from the mountains brought rain with them. Beautiful. So this is not just some decoration up here in the sky, right? They actually moved in and it started raining. It's also interesting to know, while the buildings are being built, that we have a huge tech tree ahead of us, right? So lots of branches here where we can put our development on, put our policy on, and put our production on. So there's also lots of things to discover then down the road. I don't know how we unlock these points there yet. I'm eager to find out. By the way, let's just have a quick look on the map, because I would like to see iron deposit, stone deposit. There's a traveling merchant over there, so these are also on the way. Trading with you once you have the trading post, I guess. And once again, very, very detailed and polished characters. I'm blown away by it, to be honest. He's not prepared for rain, though. And up there we can see our village. And Linhard with the ox. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at that. They're even building the floor now here, step by step. And we can just watch as they're doing it. And, yep, the rain slowly stops. The sun is coming through again. And there it is coming along. I think we can finish it now. We can, of course, also speed it up the time by 4 and by 16. Right, if it's a bit too slow for us. There it is, and the granary has been finished. We can also once again assign someone to that. I think, wait a second. Yeah, there's 4 berries now in here, so I think the worker that we assigned to the granary, right, he's now going to help supply the food stalls faster. Yes, so he's going to get the food now from the forager hut and gets it to the granary. And the granary is really important because it allows us to have food that doesn't spoil so quickly. Because we have exposed food still, food has to be moved to a granary or else it's damaged to the weather. And there is our supplies. So the person that is assigned to it, that's the granary worker here. So that's Linhard. And he's now getting the food from the supplies and gets it over to the granary, so it lasts longer. Alright. He will still have to work on his working there though. Next up would be the storehouse already. Also very important to get the logs in, right? So right up here we have the logging camp. We got 2 logs in store already. By the way, can we see it? I think we can see it. Yep, there it is. The 2 logs. Once again, very detailed. And this is then getting over to my storehouse. And as we can see also, the amount of people that work on these constructions is going down. So we will not be able to get that many people working here anymore. Only 1 is working for now. And we still need more. So the granary, the logging camp, the storehouse. And then we have finished the establishing a foothold. I hope we get enough food out of it. Forager hut. Right. Where's that worker, by the way? Peter, where are you? Oh yeah, he's actually in the forest right now. Getting the berries. Also, the sun is coming out again, so it's time to leave my tent and have a quick look around. Watching as my town is growing, so there is still the construction for the storehouse. That's 2 people now working on it, perfect. And over here then we got our already finished houses there. Oh yes. Oh yes. It is also now April, so we've advanced with 1 month already. And we're still in spring though, right? So frequent rain, berry deposits regrow. Very good. As the storehouse is coming along. It's a pretty big building, so it might take a bit more time than usual. But I absolutely don't mind just watching as they're doing their job. And as we can see, more blue sky appears now. The rains are over. Also amazing how far we can really see and how detailed it still looks even in the distance, right? If we get a bit further outside, we can also of course see it a bit further, right? This is all buildable space. If we want to get that far. That is the whole map. And of course we're not the only one on that map, right? So there's other people playing around here. And they might trade with us. They might also attack us at some point. And the quest has been completed. Right, so the storehouse has been finished. That's it. We probably will need to assign someone to that. And he will now get the logs in. That's the only good that we have right now that we are producing. New message. Your supplies are dry and secure and the first stage of work is done. The stories your people tell around the fire are the many dangers in the world, from beasts to blights. Strange tales about foxes who go on pilgrimage or small creatures who spin gold from sunset to sunrise. They tell these stories to put common names to their fears. Soon, they'll teach these stories to their own children. It's time to bring wives and children to the settlement. Now that they can take shelter in proper homes for your lands to prosper and grow, you'll need not only workers, but families. New objective, we need to build a well and a burgage plot. 5 of them actually. Alright, and for this, we will see now some interesting new mechanics. We only have 1 more worker available though, so it's going to take a while, I think, for this. We could also just... No, I'm not doing this. So we are actually going to start with that right away. We do need a well first that we have here. And as we can see, we cannot build the well anywhere right away, right? So we do need to have these water veins that appear once I click on the well. And we need to build a well right on top of them, right? Only here it works, for example. Here it doesn't anymore. That's very interesting, I think. So let's go ahead and have this first well here in the city center once again, right? So we could, yeah, there we can have it. Let's go ahead. And it will cost me 1 log. I hope we're not getting rid of that tree here. It should be fine. I don't want to get rid of this tree. Righto. And next up, we do need some building space for houses, right? Because right now we don't have any houses. We only have industry buildings available to us. And now we want to get some houses done. And this is actually done in a zoning manner, like in Foundations, for example. There it is, the burgage plot provides 1 living space to a family. And as we can see, the game already tells us how we can do this. So we can make a zone, and we can then also decide the size of the buildings in it, and we can also build them around. The really cool thing is, this system actually snaps to the streets if I want to, right? So I can also just get along on the streets and start doing this. I can also just make it like so, and this is probably looking like a good one. Oh, it's too small, alright? So this is the house that we have then here. I would like to make it a bit bigger build, please. Can we do like that? No. This would be big enough for 2. Alright. I want to have 2 houses here at least. That is possible. But we don't have enough resources. Okay, we cannot build this one yet. We need 4 logs. I do have 3. Let's just do 1 for now. There it is. And there we have it now. And this is a living space, right? So someone can move in here with his family. And this is really important because now that families will move in, and we can also have then some schoolie pooping and get new people. I think we also get some people then with immigration. But right now, of course, no one wants to live here. Except for the 5 refugees that we are right now. Plus the Lord, of course. Alright, and as we can see, Linhard is already getting the logs over now. And it's also then time again to just have a quick look around. The storehouse, finished in all its glory. You can also just follow him over here. There's the well now that is being under construction then. Very important that we have some water supply. And over here, living space for the first families that will move here then. Ah, very nice. And also here, it's coming along. So as we can see, the logs are coming in. And soon the first people can then move into my house. And how's it coming along with the well? 0 workforce right now. Do we not have any people available anymore? We got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There should still be 1 available. There's the unassigned person. He's transporting the timber right now. So we don't have any spare workers, right? So it's only 1 person doing that. We could think of actually making the storehouse deactivated right now. Where's the person that is doing this? Transporting. He's transporting something. Oh, he gets the firewood over. We probably should be doing this because firewood should not get wet. Let's get this one into the storehouse then. So he's now transporting the log over there, right? And then all the goods have been delivered. And then he should start working on them.
Is that the sun or fire above?
Perfect. And now he gets back home to the hitching post. Getting the ox off and then... So it's very realistic, right? It takes time, of course. But that is the realism of the game. Meanwhile, it's also always worth just watching my people doing their job. So Peter here is chopping down some trees. And of course, this is also no easy task. Especially for the poor sod to do it all alone. But we do need the logs. We have 2 more timber in store still. And timber is very useful for... all our houses, right? So, where is he? York, where are you? Is he still delivering? Yeah, he's still delivering stuff. There he is. He's guiding the ox. Alright, so we got the granary worker here. Linhard, he's procrastinating. So he's just postponing work because there's nothing really urgent to do right now. So we're going to disassign him from the granary. And now you really could build me something. He already got a hammer now. And I think this is looking like he builds a well now. Yes, construction time. Finally, because we do need that well. Unfortunately, we cannot build ourselves, right? I could help him. I could also motivate him to do more things, please. But he doesn't want to. I guess my pure presence could make him work faster. And luckily, no one chopped down that tree here. Because I really like the tree that we have there in the area. Since we have the timber, let's assign some more space here to housings. So we have 1 big house then here and 2 smaller ones here. We can also change this one to 1 big one, right? Or 2 smaller ones. The road connection, however, is then here. On that side. This is messy though, right? So let's try to make this one a bit bigger. Like going over there, so that we have more road connections than on that side. This is working perfect. Because I would like to see how the game makes this one work. Right? It's not looking really beautiful there, but I would like to see how this one moves in. So let's build it. All of them have a road connection then. And by the way, we can then also continue based on this one here to get the road over. And also here. Meanwhile, the well is coming along, so soon it will be finished now.
There's no oval. Tomorrow, find a new home or town.
There it is, and the well is finished. Providing water to the village now. And now he can continue finally working on the burgage plot. And we will need 5 of them, so 3 we have now. Going to take a while, right? So he's starting the construction of this one now, while the other worker is getting the logs now. There he is, York. He's getting it over here, delivering the timber in the meantime to those 2 burgage plots. Very good. The next one, the burgage plot. Let's just watch this one in fast forward now. As he is doing his construction thing. Of course, we don't need a foundation. He's just building it right on top of the earth. Oh, it even gets a fence. Must be a rich family moving in here. And a little garden, right? And of course, this is tier 1 now. And this will also then change to whatever is here then. Oh, there's a second person working on that now. Linhart? Did I unassign someone? The granary, yeah, I did unassign one, yes. But he was working on the strange. No idea. 2 people is better than 1, of course. This one also has then all the logs now in stock. So it's also then being constructed. And this funny one here is also receiving its logs now. And there it is, coming to an end. And with that, we finally got the first house for the first family to move in then, right? Very good. Watch out for supplies. Peasants are coming to your village. This is great, but watch out for your supplies. Hungry and cold peasants can rebel. And in this burgage plot, is someone living in now? Yes, there it is. Okay, they're spawning in it. And we got the first woman in the village, Christina. Hello there. And she is an unassigned worker, so she's also some workforce. 6 people we have now. And Christina is getting some water for her home, right? And as we can see, that would be the upgrade to level 2 then. Also, we can see the requirements for this. We do need to provide now some better food. There's no fuel in here yet. And Peter and Christina moved in now. So, husband and wife, I guess. And they will, scootly poop around because they have some privacy finally. And they will then also be able to create children, to craft children of their own. And let our village grow. It's also really cool that they have an outhouse. Nice detail. The streets, right? So we got a fence now here that's looking like that, in that shape. Because the plot is working like that. And this is really cool. I wanted to find it out and it is working like that. Just really, really nice stuff overall. Then we got the middle plot here still available too. By now we have 3 people working in construction. So the oxen carrier, the oxen driver is also... Wait a second. That's too many people here. Linhart? Nickel! There is a new one here. Where are you coming from, Nicole? I think he is... He actually... Yes! He appeared in this house here. In this burgage plot. Is he the son of Peter and Christina? Does it happen so quickly? Let's just check it out there. Come on, Nicole, let me click on you. There's no information, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Perhaps he also just moved in casually and they all live together. Right? Or he actually is already the son. That would have happened rather quickly. Next house coming along. It looks different than the other one. While the next house is being finished, I would work on my next living space, right? We do need 5 people in total. Or 5 of these burgage plots. So we have 3. And we can then have the next ones. So there's the road. And I would like to have then the next plots then here, kind of like. Perhaps, yeah, perfect. There it is. We can have 2 houses in here. We could also have probably 1 big one. But I would like to have those 2. Cost me 4 timber. And we actually had 6. So now we have 2 left. And we can also build them here then. And I wonder how the game reacts to the steep incline that we have there, right? So here, it made the house taller. That is really nice to see. And also this one should be finished now any second. Next burgage plot has finished. And there is now people moving in. Yeah, Peter is now living in here, but no wife yet. What's going on? Why does Peter not have a wife? I thought he would be bringing in the wife. But he's alone at the moment. Okay, I guess we can live with that. Oh no, family joins. There we have it. Now someone joined. Anna joined Peter. And Anna is now also working. The second woman that we have in the village. That finally adds some variety. And there's probably popping up an adult then here soon. So that's Peter. Of course, the more houses we have now, the higher our consumption will be, right? So for the first time now, we consume something that is fuel that we need. So these houses need fuel and they need water. A steady supply of these things is going to be very important. And they also need entertainment and faith then. But we don't have a church yet. And the third house is coming along as well. Quickly. Yeah, another cool thing is really that if you go into one of these houses here, we can add upgrades to it, right? We can add a vegetable garden that would require a tool. It produces vegetables then. We can have a chicken coop and we can have a goat shed. So they will also then be working here. I don't know, this guy here seems to be making something like a boat out of it. Next burgage plot is also ready. Look at that, they also have different entrances, right? She couldn't afford a gate anymore. This guy here afforded him a gate. But it's a very small plot, so there's basically no garden almost. Like this one has a bigger garden. So this one here has the upgrade button, this one doesn't. This one has a big garden and doesn't have an upgrade button, so no idea. And we got 9 people with that. The population is growing now. As these houses pop up. The next one, oh yes, and as we can see, a steep incline requires a pretty high building. That comes out here then. As all these people work on that. And of course, the more people work on it, the faster. And since we have the workforce, we can also assign someone again to my granary here. We need that. We have 28 food still stored. And I hope that my forager, continues, has 13 berries now. So we have enough food for a while. The firewood would probably be my next target then. It's looking quite busy here, right? Lots of things happening. The logs are being delivered right now. So once again, let's fast forward for these houses here to finish. And then we'll also finish the Humble Beginnings mission here. By the way, this looks pretty cool from afar, I guess. Yes, as we can have these big houses up there. Another nice detail is that the roads, they widen once there is a house close by and stuff like that, right? So once they're being used, these roads, things are getting a bit taller. And I think this is then also happening once we got better people living here or higher tier buildings, that the roads then turn into brick roads and stuff like that. Very, very cool. The more a road is used, the more sophisticated it gets automatically. By the way, down here, yeah, there's the occasional travelers passing through. There we have then the wide roads, but these are the, let's call it, international roads. So of course they're a bit wider. Another family joins. We got 12 people now. They're living in this burgage here now. And while this house here is being close to completion, let's also assign a few of these people to jobs, right? So we do have the forager hut, and since there's more people now, there's most likely also more food consumption. So let's assign a second person to the forager hut, and I would also like to get a bit more timber, so let's also assign a second person then to the logging camp. So those two are working a bit more efficiently. The storehouse and the granary, we can keep them at level 1 here with the workers, because, yeah, this is just for transportation. I think there's not that much to transport yet. He has no job right now, so he's just transporting the timber from the logging camp over to the storehouse, right, so that we have a bit more here being in store then. And let's just finish this one up. And there it is. Burgage plot number 5, and with that the settlement level has increased. And also, we have finished the mission here, the Humble Beginnings. As you walk the perimeter, surveying your village with pride, a woman walks past you. She spent nearly double under a sack. You ask how long she's been walking, and she tells you it takes her half a day now to get all the food she needs for her family from the hunters and farmers that surround the village. If only there was a marketplace where your people could acquire food, clothing and firewood, they would be happier. Build 3 Burgage plot level 2s, a food stall, a firewood stall and a clothing stall. And we got 1,800 days for this, so I guess we can make this on time. Yeah, we do need a market, right? So these people right now, if they want to get their stuff for their Burgage plot, they need to get all the way over here to the granary and to the storehouse and get those things themselves. We could also have a central market, and I would like to have it in this area, as it's just looking perfect for it. I hope it's big enough though, to make it possible. For that, let's go ahead and have the market area allows placing market stalls within the area and thus provides the citizen access to local goods. Once again, let's have this one around the road. And why is this one here disappearing? Wasn't there a tent? Did I delete the tent? No, actually I think that the homeless people lived in the tent and now everybody has a home, right? So there's no more need for a tent, and all of a sudden we have this huge area in the center available there to us. I would not like to use all of it for a market though, as I would also like to have a church here at some point. So the church is also really huge and the tavern is also huge. So we cannot squeeze that in here. So we could also make a big market area out of the whole center. Right, this is my market area now. Let's build it. And in the market area, we can then have those tents. And there it is. A food stall, a clothing stall. Let's make a food stall first. Let's go ahead and have the... Oh, all of that costs me 1 timber at least. So the food stall is probably one of the most important ones. Let's get this one a bit more central. And let's have it look more to the inside there for now. Somewhere here, right? And then we have the firewood stall. And then we have the clothing stall on the other side. We do have then this central area here where people can walk around. As we can see, there's also these roads then appearing wherever people move around. So this is going to be quite the construction now. And with that, I guess then also these people will level up once they get those things. And by the way, we probably will need means of producing firewood ourselves, but let's just wait for this. And the logs have arrived, and we can finish our first stall then here. And there it is. The first one, and it needs a person to work in that. So we will need 3 people working the market. So the clothing stand, I think, is something we don't need yet, because we don't have any clothes to sell. Alright, the next stall is it finished? Is that looking finished? Let's assign someone. Oh, okay, once we assign someone, it looks finished. Let's do this. There's going to be 2 people now working that. And so the market area starts to take shape. Can we have some decorations here? I think not. Storage. Farming. Industry. The trade then. And the administration. But no decoration yet, as far as I can see. Four people working on one stall. I guess it's fine. And as we can see, this guy here is now getting the bread over. Ready for sale. And I think we will make some money then off this, right? Hope so. And the clothing stall finished. So now we only need to upgrade 3 burgage pots to level 2. And grants a development point, provides better fighting equipment, rises requirements. All of the green requirements must be met. And as we can see, food is not in here yet. So the number of food needs to be higher. Now we do have bread, right? And we do have berries, but we only have berries. So I do need another type of food. Let's have a look what we still can get out of it. Gathering. And as you can see, there's the hunting camp. So they could work on wild animals. I wonder if we can see this on the map. There's berries here. But no wild animals. There's wild animals. Oh, that's far away. So no wild animals in my area. Unfortunately. So I will need something else that produces food. Not just berries. We do have farming available to us. Food stall. There's farming, right? So fields can produce various crops, including wheat, flax, and barley. So I guess this is what we should be going for. Alright, since the game wants me to have the food stalls here and the clothing stall, let's assign someone to it. And perhaps it happens then, but we don't have any clothing, right? No, we don't. Alright, so for this mission here, which takes quite some time it seems, we do need to have level 2s, right? And for those level 2s, we will need quite a lot of additional things. So I guess we are just freely going to continue in our expansion. And the first thing that we need here is then the farming. For the farming, I do need a farm, this one. And this one can add then fields, right? So we do have some good fertility in this area. And that's it, right? So this is a good fertility area there right now. And let's have a farm close by to it then. Could have the farm down here. I think that's a good spot for it, right? This one requires then 1 tool though. Let's leave a bit of space up there so I can have more houses if I want to. And there you go. This is the farm, and then we have the field right across it. This one. Along the road that we have down here. Oh, alright. And based on the size of the field, we do have then the amount of workers that work in there. So this one will need 4 workers already. Field workers. Holy cow, that's big. Oh, that's small actually. Let's build the farm. And let's assign us another person to the logging camp. We do need more people. We have 5 timbers still left, so this is going to be used then. And as we can see also here, the food stall is now full. And also my firewood stall is also full. And this should only be used by temporary workers, right? So we can enable this button here. Use this setting to control whether peasants should use the building as a temporary job on their island. This is a really cool option. And construction on the farm has started. And it takes quite some time, as the farm is a pretty big building. There's also more logs coming in. So what I like as well is that the workers already start working, even if not all the goods are in yet, right? So while he's delivering, they continue working on what they can. That is really cool. Makes it look very busy, my construction site. And there it is. The farm has been finished. It is also connected. And then we can also say the threshing priority, total field workers, and set the work area. So I wonder if we set it here now, if they do something automatically. Let's assign some people to this. And they will then hopefully produce something. Or do we need to have the fields now too? Let's build the first field then as well, right? So this we can have then right over here. Oh, this is appearing immediately. And here we can now decide on the crop type. So we have the emmer, so wheat, barley, and flax. Flax is for the linen, obviously, to make clothes. And emmer has an 86% soil fertility. So let's go for this one here. We can also have a crop rotation. Very interesting, right? So we should have this probably. And then some flax as well. Probably fertility is going up, hopefully, at some point. Force early harvest. No. Burn crops. No. That looks really complicated. And the workforce limit is 4, right? So we have now the farm here, and we have the work radius here. So this is getting the field then in, and people will work in there. Hopefully we have someone for it. Let's just check it out. There's 2 people working here, 3 here. I think no one is joining right now because we still have ongoing construction. We have 15 now. Or should we have more houses? I think we should have more houses. Let's build another house. We want to grow a bit. Another burgage plot. We can have this one here. Right next to the farm then. Right. And then probably on that side here too. But for that I will need to have a road then that goes all the way here. But I'm going to make this road later because right now I don't know how much space we are going to need then here. But yeah, the farm is starting. And hopefully someone is working on it. By now it is August, so crop harvest starts in late summer. So at the moment, as we can see, ploughing for quick summer harvest is possible. And in winter we do have the firewood requirement, chance of getting ill, and berry deposits vanish. So I guess no one is going to work the fields at this point because we're in late summer now. So doesn't make sense, right? No one is going to work on it. This remains empty. We can just finish that house there. Firewood wise, we are out, so I do need to work on that. So let's get us the next production building out there, which is then for the firewood. I just need to find it. Industry. And there it is, the woodcutter lodge. Workers can chop down nearby trees to produce firewood out of this one. Yep, let's have it. Let's have it also over here somewhere, I guess, where we have lots of trees, right? We could also have it down here, where there's also trees. Nah, let's have it in this area for now. I don't want to chop down those trees here, though. So let's kind of like try it like that. And then we have the road going around my oxen stand, my hitching post here. And this is where it comes then up. The woodcutter lodge that we are needing because, yeah, we're getting close to winter now and I should provide that probably. Another burgage plot has been finished. There's no one living in that yet, so this one, of course, is just as a reserve. Probably someone wants to move in then at some point. Nickel, for example. Ah, Peter! Another Peter. He moved into his own home. Very well. Yeah, and if we go in first person once again, we can see now a busy market area where there is quite a lot of stuff going on already. And we can then also move down our majestic village all the way down here, where there's also the farm. Fantastic. Or taking a hike up again, but this is exhausting. And I don't have the right clothes for that. Alright, in late August, Peter decides to work the field. So we'll just see what comes out of this. at least someone is working the fields now. This makes me hopeful that we are not going to eat berries all the time. We still have 13 bread left, so at least food type is still there, but soon the bread will be over. So I'm hoping that we make a good harvest here, and then we can start making bread ourselves. That was quick. Peter and Beatrix created hens, so we got another one. And these are all farmers now, so this is a farmer family, right? And that means we do have now 3 farmers working the field to make us something out of it. And as we can see, the first status here is ploughing. So I think he's just doing this one. The sowing will be in spring then, right? Most likely. And woodcutter lodge finished. So there we definitely want to have someone. And that should be a permanent one. And working on this one here then will create us firewood. By the way, I probably can reduce the amount of people working here. So by now, the family is working on the field. That is just awesome to see, really. We could probably get a second field out. I don't know how fast they are though, right? So, as we can see, we're almost at 50% now for the ploughing. They will not be able to do anything else here for the rest of the year. So, probably they could work on a second field doing that as well. This is just for preparation. This is a high fertility area, so it makes sense to me to do this one here now too, right? So, we could make that like so. Having another field popping up then here as well. And then on the other side as well, of course, at some point. And the farm will do that, right? Because it's in the work area of the farm. And once again, this is also receiving the emmer. And we do have a crop rotation. It has then, let's make it flax on the second year and barley on the third year. So it's mixing it up a bit. I think this is the safest option that we have for this one. Now, woodcutter lodge. No one is working in there yet. We probably will need to assign someone to this one here. Can we add a priority? Unfortunately, we cannot. Let's first of all assign a work area to this one. We definitely do need someone there, though. We have lots of food. Let's reduce the amount of people working in the forager hut. Guess it moved somewhere else, though. Give me a woodcutter, please. We do need it.
Hey, give us a hand over here.
Someone is working at the food stall now. Alright, someone is working at the firewood stall. We don't need anyone here yet because we don't have any firewood. People refuse to work their farm. Let's reduce that. No, let's make it 3 actually, but they can be idle also, right? So also idle people work on that. Now we have someone. Perfect. Peter, I would love to have a priority system here so that I can decide that you start to disappear. Not very good, right? So we got 75 berries in stock right now. We have no berries anymore, so that's happening quickly though. Oh, wait a second, we do have no berries here anymore. What we could do is having the forager hut working on one of my other berry deposits. So this one here, right? So this one actually, yep, we can make it really big, this work area, and get 248 berries with that. So let's assign someone to that, and let's actually assign a second person to the forager hut so we can speed it up, right? We definitely want to have more berries for winter. Also, we're building up some fuel again. So 28 firewood we have now, as the woodcutter lodge is working relentlessly to prepare us for the incoming winter. The cool thing is here, the firewood cutter requires its own forest, right? So we are not consuming the existing logs that we have already. So I might need to move this building here then away at some point. We can actually relocate buildings. So this option is available now. I don't think it has been available before. Not all buildings can be relocated though, but a lot of them can, which I think is pretty cool because you can always make mistakes and just relocate those buildings then. The people still work and they're actually sowing the fields now. Alright, sowing is in progress and the crop growth is then also in progress. Okay, interesting. Either they completely... Oh no, sowing crops is recommended now. Alright, so they've done this here and on this field they're starting to plow now, as we can see, right? So it is progressing. Holy cow, this is working, a second field. So we will have 2 fields working for next year then. What we can do next is, since we have the timber, right, we have a lot of timber, build another house at least. We want to expand a tiny bit, another burgage plot. Let's have this one then behind those houses, so we can make the connection here, I guess. Something like that. This is going to be a pretty big one. And then over there. And let's just have a look. There it is. This is another house then. And we can have then a road connection going next to this one. Right? Like this. And we can add then more houses. So this is probably going to be a whole block of houses here then. Well, this one also moves down a bit further. Another thing is, since we have the timber, we should work on our other buildings, right? So my houses have demands. Clothing and food will still take time. Entertainment and faith we can do already. So faith it is. Going to church is important for these people. All we have, because we don't have ale, right? So the tavern doesn't make that much sense. Give citizens of the region access to ale. And this one here grants access to faith. And I think this is more useful right now than a tavern that we can't fully use. Now, where could we have it though? As space is a bit of a problem. We have the well here. Unfortunately, I cannot move the well. So we'll probably need to destroy it and build us a second well somewhere else. Let's go ahead and have our church a bit central. And also close to a road connection, of course. I will probably stop this construction here again, because we can add the tavern then, and the tavern does not require that much space. So we could add the tavern like this. That would be good. Or we could also have it like this, probably, if we move the well just a tiny bit further up. It's tricky. Let's still build a well here, but that has not priority. This one has priority. And with the highest priority, I built before others. What is the highest priority though? Level 1. We could also have then a level 0 or level 2. So to me, 0 would be the highest priority, but I think level 2 takes the highest priority, while the well takes level 1. Let's just see what is built first. And of course, this church here will take a long time to construct. Oh, and we still have the burgage plot here. That is finishing right now. So this one here makes a new family then possible. Also, those fences merge. Actually, no, it's 2 fences, right? 2 fences here now. Better make sure that no one crosses that border. So let's build 2 fences. And yeah, next burgage plot is finishing up now. Also, fieldwork is coming along fantastically. So as we can see, this one will be finished this season. And another field can be sowed then. And now, yeah, okay. They start with the church first. Priority 3, priority 1 is not the highest. And that church will take quite some time. I'm eager to see how they build it. Lots of people work on it. I'm glad to see that. Six people! Holy cow! And it still takes that long. And we got 18 people now, so... Oh, this one has not been finished, right? Because it's priority 1. Ah, they moved over there. Yes, let's make it priority 4. So now some of them will move down there again. We can also make this road here finished. So that there's still like this. And then like this. Yep. And then we have a road here for another house then. That we could have around. Oh, this is going to look nice. Right? We can have 2 here, or we can even have 3 here. Interesting. I like this tile here, so this is going to look amazing once it's finished then, right? But let's finish this. There it is. Perfect. Next mortgage plot has been finished, so we probably will breach 20 people now soon. And now the church can take priority once again. Now we are working on the wall, as we can see. Coming together. Fields are ready for action, right? So we're just waiting now for the end of autumn. And look at that! I was waiting for this. The trees turn with the next season. Beautiful. So there is a very significant change in landscape in autumn. Could have been the other way around, right? I'm a bit confused about the message here, no water access. We do have a well that is connected. Everything should be fine here. And also that church is coming along. The wall has been finished, and I think they're working on the roof now. And of course on the floor as well then. It's a bit late, but let's try to have another field. Right, so we still have this corner area here. Oh, you need to have 4 points. We only have 3 points here. It's too steep. Fieldwork is not possible here. Too steep. Interesting. Perhaps we can make it less steep. Still too steep. Alright. Alright, there's no field possible here, but I can do it of course behind it, as this is still all high fertility area, so we can make a field here hopefully. Yes, this is possible. Another one. And let's start with barley here, let's rotate them, have then emmer and then flax. Right, so my field workers can do that, because they're actually finished with those two. And as we can see also, it's growing already. I hope winter doesn't disrupt it now. Very strange. Perhaps I needed to go with something here, why they're starting so early to grow. Field wise here we are fine, and this one will start now working then as well. And how's it coming along? Almost finished our church. And this will hopefully improve my approval rating. The tower is still missing up here. There it's coming along. Oh, and the logging camp has no work area anymore. Is that right? We do have trees. Oh yes, we cut down everything in this area. It's regrowing again, but it's taking time. So we need to reassign the work area to another place. Make it here. Right, and the woodcutters work here. And the church is finished. There it is. People can finally go pray for their lives. Another well has been finished. I think we're going to need 2 wells now, because the message is gone again. To have enough water, and also another family moved in. We have 19 people now in. Kunz has joined, a farmer. Hello Kunz, and welcome. Perfect, they already started working on that field too. And winter is coming, we get the message for that. It's October, very close now to winter. I hope my foragers are working. They're full of berries. And we also need to have someone in the granary working again as well to get the... And there's 20 people we have to get the food in, right, to the granary. Otherwise we are going to lose it to spoilage. And let's hope that they're also working on that forage. I mean, it's pretty far away. He's transporting water to the forager hut at the moment. Let's add some more families so we have more workforce. I think here we can have 2, right? Yes, it's 2. Oh, there's no road access then to this. It can only be 1. But with a garden behind it. Let's add 1 here. Only costs me 2 anyway. And then probably also... yeah, here. Oh, that's too steep again. That's the problem. When living on a hill, it gets steep. Pretty inclined. But we have at least 1 more. And hopefully we have enough people getting us the berries or what. We get 48 food still left. The storage is filling up again with berries. That's also important. And firewood, we have also plenty of firewood in. Perfect. Now we have 2 people working in the forager hut. And they're, as we can see, getting their food now from over here. But there's no berries anymore, unfortunately. So it's November now. The end of autumn is coming close. No berries anymore. On the map, we got 47 food. I hope this lasts us until spring, because there's no other way of getting food in right now. We have enough firewood for sure. Right, but unfortunately now the forager hut will stop working. This guy is still gathering once more, trying to get something. And at least another burgage plot is coming up and being finished. There it is. So more people can join. And already joined. Albrecht. Well, hello and welcome. Transporting goods right now. Oh, isn't autumn beautiful? We also have the trees around us. And we, by the way, also can add someone to the firewood stalls. So firewood is being transported over to the market. And while there is autumn, let's quickly once again have a look around. It's a fine day after all, even though it's getting colder. And it really gets busy on the streets of my village. So one thing we can do is, because I'm not entirely sure about the whole winter thing and having crops out there, we can force an early harvest. And there's already 144 grain in here, right? So perhaps we get something out of it. A present yield, how much the resource will get you if you harvest now? Oh no, wait a second. 23. That's nothing. Estimated harvest. Oh, in 284 days we have this estimated harvest here. Right now we only have 23 of that. Okay. That's not going to be worth it. We don't have that many berries left anymore. So we're looking at a very problematic winter. But we were very unlucky really with having no game, no animals here, right? We do have animals in that territory. We have 5 wild animals. In my territory, none. It's a bit of a problem, to be honest. Perhaps it all comes to a good ending though still. We have the ox as well, right? Let's speed it up there a bit, because winter is really approaching now. I cannot do that much else anymore anyway. Approval rating is at 54, so it went up there a bit thanks to the faith bonus getting added because of the church. And try building a hunting camp, a forage hut. None of that works, sorry. We have no game. And winter is approaching. December. Berry deposits vanish, firewood is required for survival, sheep shearing forbidden, and chance of getting ill is increased. The firewood, we have plenty of firewood at least in store. So it's going to be warm. And by the way, also here my influence is growing, right? So it can be traded, can be gained by giving taxes to the church, rising population, building new manors, and improving the development. 150 we have right now. I wonder what we can do with that. There is no option that I can see right now. Perhaps with the other territories. Right, so there is that. Claim it with influence. Oh, look at that. 1,000 influence, and then we could claim another territory. This is probably what I should be doing once we have enough of that. So the food stall has still 15 food in store. And my storage also has 6 more food in store. It's getting snowy. What happens with my field? Seems not to be hurt by it yet. And there it is. Winter in all its glory. A beautiful. We have a total animation of every season. People should really enjoy their last berries now, because we will be running out of them. But I think it will be fine really, because then it's just January and February, and then we already get the berries back. Of course, it's also the right season to walk around in my hiking boots once more. Just have a look around as it's getting colder out there. And now the food ran out. So what happens now? People still live. Let's build the tavern so that we see at least all the buildings that are in the demo, right? Because beside the tavern we would have some industry still left over. There you go. And we get the hungry sign as well. So peasants require food, otherwise they might die. But we're in February now, so I think we will not lose that many. No one died yet. And there it is, a tavern in all its glory. You could assign someone to this, but we do need ale first. It said that it would unlock the ale requirement then. I don't see it yet. Probably will need a brewery for this one. And as we can see, no one died yet. February is coming to an end and the snow is melting. And I will definitely put a lot of people on the forager hut immediately. So the berries should regrow now any second. We have 160 food in stock rather than the 0 that we had in the last episode. And why is that the case? We only have 1 berry bush, but we have wild animals. And this is absolutely mandatory, I think. So without wild animals, you cannot survive the first winter. Because the berries, they just actually go down really fast from eating, but also from spoiling, right? So in that case here, we went out of food way too quickly. Now we have a lot of meat in store, and meat is really durable. It's good to see that. 74. And the cool thing also about meat is that it is harvestable or gatherable or huntable during winter as well, right? So we got deer out there, we got game out there, and we can hunt those thingies. I've got a hunter. The other one I've disassigned, so I've reduced it to 0 because we have enough food for now. We're actually close to the... I mean, we're looking good on that. I was focusing a bit more on firewood, as firewood is really low there with 40, right? So we got 2 people working on the woodcutter lodge there right now in this area. As we're looking at really a beautiful game there with the landscape, and I also like how far we can see out there, right? We also have this mist over the land, so it seems to be very cold indeed. And yeah, well, the city is doing fine so far. So we have our little village here. We got the little market here in the center. So this time, of course, I planned ahead there, knowing that we can have the market there. And we also have enough space here then for a tavern then as well that we can have then in this area, for example, or also like here, for example. This is possible. Though I would like to keep my patch of trees here. Also, that was from the previous game there still. Perfect. So this is all looking good, right? We can just enjoy the scenery right now. The church is doing a good job. Approval rating is 52. All is well. And we could actually, I think, then focus on my next mission here, that is upgrading my burgage plot to level 2. So for that, as we can see, we still need a few things, right? Food is actually looking really good because we got berries and meat now. So 2 types of food in all the time, and this is going to stay like that. Clothing, entertainment, and faith has been fulfilled as well with the church. Entertaining, that is the tavern, but I think only when we have ale in it or beer. So this is a bit problematic, of course, as I have no idea right now how we can produce that. I think with barley or something like that. And then we have the cloth. For that we have cloth, linen clothes, shoes, noble clothes. Now one thing with the hunters that we have here now, they're not only producing meat, and by the way, also very detailed work that they have here, right? So we can see a lot of things here in detail. What they also produce is pelts and wild animal carcasses. Pelts is something that we're going to need then for our cloth industry. So we do have the industry, and as we can see here, the tannery can then make out of pelts, can make leather out of that. And out of leather, I hope we can make something like shoes. That would be the best one. And then we have the whole trading post that we can also have a look at then. So the trading system, because there is traders walking around here, passing by all the time, and I'm eager to find out what they have in store for us. Now, since we have a bit of time there right now and we got 28 timber, I would like to go ahead and continue with a bit of city expansions. We have this tiny slot here still available. I think one house we can squeeze into this one, right? Just check it out that we have it in an appropriate manner. There it is. Let's build it. So another house that we can have. And here we can then have more houses then also. And this road continues then also down there as well. I think here the slope was too steep for us. So building in this area is probably not possible. Oh, it is possible. By actually, yeah, we cannot do it like this, right? So it would be too steep. I think a garden would be too steep then. But building it like that is possible. So we can have more houses than here on the hill. Going upwards then as well. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. The farm is missing, of course, right? Can we check it out for farming? The fertility field-wise. Oh yeah, look at that. Fertility has changed, right? So there is not that much fertility anymore. Here we have fertility now a lot. So for rye, for emmer, that is the important one. So we could have some fields in this area. I mean, it's very hilly here, right? So fields are always going to be a problem, but I think here we could have a nice farming land then for us as well. We have February. The winter is really coming to an end now. The snow is melting, and we're looking very good here on food and fuel. Of course, because we have meat in store now, there's also not that many berries that are being consumed, and that leads to having a good food variety all the time now. And that also, with the right amount of food, I would really like to continue building more houses because we want to expand, right? We really want to make something. This would actually be possible. That is 5 more tiles that we could have. And I think, since I'm really, really greedy, I think we should actually do this. 10 timber. It's going to take a long time to construct this one here, but let's go ahead with this mass expansion of my village. And this, of course, means lots of new people joining our community. Let's have the next road then. Yeah, probably around here. Something like that we can have behind the church then and make a connection then here with the other road, right? So this is a block now coming up. And then probably here somewhere we are going to have then the farm that I would like to add. And there's the next burgage plot finished. So that means more people joining again. We got 24. And all of those people, of course, will help us then making a nice village out of that. So I can and should assign the next hunter here again, once this is available. And then we probably really should start with the farming. Let me just check something else here. We got the mining going on, right? So used to extract iron ore or clay that we're going to need then for our iron industry that makes tools possible with the iron slabs. We do need then a bloomery as well. This one probably needs timber or something like that, or firewood. Might very well be the case. And there we have it. The brewery converts malt to ale. We do need a malt house and we do need barley for that. So there we have the alcohol production. And then we have here the linen production, the cloth production as well. This is actually really useful to know. Because with that, we know that farming is one thing that we need to do. And for smithing, we don't need tools, right? For tool creation, we don't need that. So I can actually spend the only tool that we have right now into farming. And I would like to do this because we do need to start on that. The farm, we could have the farm then somewhere over here. Yep, at the end of the town. There it is. And behind it, we do have then all these fields here popping up. That's going to be the goal here. And let's have this road that goes then beside the farm into this area here where we are going to have then all the farming that will happen. Fantastic. So this is growing. Next house is coming along as well. We really have a lot of timber. And timber is just so important for any kind of expansion. And of course, the main goal right now is reach a burgage plot level 2. There it is. And with that, we have also increased the settlement level once more. So Layfield has developed, and we also get a development point out of that. Unfortunately, it's not unlocked, right? So in the demo, we cannot use this. We got 2 points available here, and unfortunately, no way of spending it. I would have loved to see some of that, but it's fine. We still have lots of content already. And also, I could watch these constructions for ages. Really, really, really detailed. I don't think I have seen it in this detail yet. They're even working then on stones here, and then the floor is being added and the roof is being added. That's just very lovely to see. And we got lots of people here, as we can see. So construction is quick right now. By the way, do I have on my pitching post? We do need a person there, of course. Someone that transports the logs that we have over. Let's just check it out here. Yep, the winter is over, but berries are still not regrowing. So it's spring. Berry deposits regrow. Ploughing for quick summer harvest is possible still. But of course, there's not going to be that much farming this year. Especially since the farm takes really a long time. But it's fine. In autumn, we can then start with the fields. Then I would like to check something out. There it is, our iron deposit that we are going to need then for the iron production. We do have a road here still. So I could also now connect this side of my village with the main road there again. Right, so that we have several connections now coming in then. Another burgage plot. And now construction on this one here starts. I mean, the farm is actually faster. We could add priority to the farm. No, let's not do this, right? So the farm just stays. We finish the burgage plots. We need the people. And we got 30 people now in store. Of 30 people now being in the village. Also here, by the way, we have 11 families, right? And 0 unassigned. So everyone is currently assigned to something. Yeah, we still have way too many people here in the woodcutter lot. So since the winter is over, I think it's going to be fine to just have one person in it. And the other ones can really work on construction and also on hunting and stuff like that. And then also on mining. Let's actually go ahead and start with that industry, the mining pit. We don't need to have it on it, right? I hope not. We just need to have it close by so workers can get there. We have the hunters over here, so let's go with the mining pit. Then also here. And the workers will then just go over that, right? Would be fine. Let's hope that it works like that. Or we actually need to place it right on top of it. Could also be the case, really. But it doesn't indicate that for me. It will make sense, but it only cost me 1 timber, so it's fine. We will not lose a lot of time or resources by placing it once and then a second time. New family joins. We got 3 unassigned families right now. Ooh, I can see a prosperous farming coming up soon because we have the workforce. By the way, I could assign a second person to the logging camp so we get a bit more timber in. We always need that. And forager hut, yeah, forager hut can also work now to get the berries because the berries have regrown. Alright, and we have finished these houses and we get a message The king demands, to the region of Layfield, you are hereby on omission of debt for the lands on which the royal crown has granted stewardship to the honorable Greg. A tax is to be levied upon the land to be paid in precious wealth or labor. Failure to submit payment will bind the lands, forfeit the governance under stewards, and return to the crown. We got 365 days to pay the upcoming royal tax of 5. And build a tax collector to increase the treasury. I hope we have that. Please don't let me fail again. We do need a medium village to build a tax collector. Interesting. Medium village. Current settlement level is medium village though. And we cannot build it. This is problematic. It is locked. And we cannot build it. Perhaps I do need to build a gatehouse first. That I also cannot build. So the gatehouse is also not buildable. Yeah, I think we are screwed once again. But we'll just see. We'll just continue here and see how it goes then. By the way, the mining pit has been... No, has not been finished yet. Let's actually add it priority number 3 here. So they start working on that ASAP. And let's also build a trading post. This one, we can sell surplus goods to passing merchants. Let's have the trading post down here, right? So by the main road, I think it makes sense. There you go. And let's also add this one to priority 3. We should finish this ASAP together with the mining pit. It might actually be possible that we make some coin out of it then. Let's just hope that this is the case. And a new family moves in. So we have 2 more unassigned families now that we can use for our fields then and stuff like that. We still have plenty of time there until autumn. Right, mining pit has been finished, and let's just see. I think it is as I thought it is. There is not going to be any production here. Let's assign someone to that, and this guy's now just waiting. Let's see, he's on his way now. And what is he doing? I think he might actually be producing something, perhaps clay? At least he's doing something. We'll just see what it is, though, that he's producing here. Meanwhile, our trading post is coming along as well. Plenty of people are helping out here. And there it is. Finally, the trading post has also been finished. Took us, I think, around 10 days. Beautiful. I love it how the game adjusts these buildings to the elevation, to the slope that we have. Lets it look very dynamic, beautiful. And here now, I'm pretty sure we do need someone, right? Yes, we do need a person to work in it. And we can now also say what should be sold. I think there is a trader already, but he's still moving past, alright? He's not coming in yet. Now let's just see food we have, for example. We got lots of food in stock, and we should also have lots of crops, tools, materials. There we have the firewood. We got 60 firewood right now, so perhaps I can do something. Export only. Target would be something around 40. Let's make it 50. Right, and iron ore we could also sell. Pelts we could sell. We have lots of pelts. Let's export pelts for now. To a minimum of, let's say, 60. This should also net us a bit of coin. Commodities, nothing yet. And food-wise, yeah, I mean, meat is coming in so much that I can also safely sell some meat to a target of 100. Let's just keep this one safe. Export only. So this hopefully should be fixed now, right? So Layfield, export only. No idea what this means here. This is a trade route, I think, that we have there right now. Let's not do this. Let's rather just work with what we have, and that is now those rules that we've set, and I hope this works. And as we can see, the storage is actually filling up, right? So someone is transporting it over. That's the 2 people that work here now. These guys. And hopefully we can sell something. What else would we have? We are already selling the pelts now. The firewood. Berries are rather not. That's it though, right? We might have iron ore soon, so it was not producing anything. So the pit needs to be right on top of the resource. And in that case here, there is already now someone working on that, just costing us a timber. We have plenty of timber. Firewood wise, 2 people should be fine for now. Logging camp is also 2 people working there, so that should also be fine. As far as I can see. So far so good. Hopefully we're making some money now out of that. There's also the option here of having a traveling merchant, right? So this guy here would then travel to the nearest trade point to fulfill set inventory targets. Is it what I think it is? Because these traders are just passing by. Let's assign someone to that. And perhaps he's now, you know, becoming a traveling merchant that takes the goods to other places. No idea. We'll see. The whole thing is still new to me. The farm is also coming along. We will need to have some set fields then. We have maize, so we're getting closer to the season where it is required then of us. Emmer, flax, no, barley. Barley is okay. Smell. Let's just have some fields here. Right behind the farm, right? And as we know, we can have a few of them. This one would also be possible. Right, so those 2 fields can then start working for us already behind the farm. Let's see, emmer. We got a very good ratio here for emmer, and we are of course rotating this one then to barley and then to flax. Oops, barley and then flax. And this one here we're going to say start with flax, please. No, start with barley for the alcohol. Go to emmer and then flax. By now, the next trading pit or mining pit has been finished. So I'm going to assign someone to that right away. And yeah, we are actually full on workforce, or empty on workforce. Let's just see. I think at the markets here, we don't really need someone there right now. Let's reduce the amount. And 9 timber, I think, is fine for now as well. So let's also reduce the logging camp by 1, so that those people can then work in the mining pit now. There it is. Already on its way now. Our new miner. Nickel. Off you go, Nickel. He's looking not really motivated to do the task at hand. Cutting down stone and iron somewhere deep in the forest, far away from the village. But I guess you will have to just do that. And hopefully there's no real danger out there. Oh, look at that, we actually sold something. We got 14 coin. At least it just told me that we got the 14 coin. I don't see it in my treasury yet. But someone definitely purchased my firewood. How can we see that? Can we see that anywhere? Trade options? We don't have that. Transporting goods over here. 14 coins we just made. Where are they? The firewood is definitely gone. Hopefully it's being stored somewhere then. There it is. It's actually up here, the regional wealth. Wealth can be used for imports or tax. Of course, wealth is not the treasury. It's not the coin. So the tax collector can make real coin out of that by using the regional wealth. I hope that we can still build the tax collector. It should be unlocked by now, right? Because this one, the gatehouse, also has a minimum settlement level of medium village. The tax collector is also at the same time, but we cannot build it. So this is unfortunately something that I think will end the demo then at some point forcefully, because you have to reach that population in order to get the industry started. Let's just go ahead. Medium. We got now the farm up. No people assigned to that yet. So I will now reduce the amount of trading posts because I think it's not that useful anyway. And let's go ahead and assign 2 people then to my farms. And they can now then work the fields right over there. Right, so that we can finally start them with that in June. So we still have a bit of time actually before it starts. But at least we have it for now. I think everything else is still working fine. Our food is incredibly high. Our fuel is also still piling up. That's very good. Materials, the 100 pelts. For iron ore, we have iron. We got the first iron ore in store. Perfect, 4 of them. We can use this then for smeltering our goods. And since we have grown so much, let's just quickly have a look around again. Starting at the church. On this fine day. Fine summer day. With my hiking boots ready to go. Right here at the market. Okay, I think I figured something out here. Before I can build a tax collector, I do need to have a manor area. Unfortunately, there is no area where I can designate that. It is the Bailey Wall. This one creates a closed wall perimeter to designate the area for your manor house. Requires a gatehouse for construction. It also doesn't say that here, right? So I think it is like one of these monuments that you have also then with the, like in Foundation, for example, right? So these modular buildings that you can have. Let's just see, we got 12 timbers. Let's not make this too big. Let's have the wall here. So we could have it behind the church. I think it is fitting. We have the space. We could also probably have it here somewhere, our manor house. But I would make sure in this area that we still have room for the tavern. So either way I can do this, right? Either here or behind the church. I think we're going with behind the church for now. Yeah, not too central, right? And still in a good area where we can use it. Let's build the first wall here, and then we have the second one. As we can see, we can actually make it curved too. There you go. And then it goes all around here. Let's just hope that this is big enough. I have no idea. And then we make the construction. 5 it costs me, and then yes, we can finally add then also a gate to this one, right? So that we would have then somewhere here, I guess, a nice gate entrance, and this is now under construction. And once that is done, we can then add a manor house. No, actually, we cannot build a manor house, I think, because this feature is locked in the demo. I will, however, hopefully be able to build a tax collector on top of that. And as we can see, it has started. So right over here now, the farm is working. 2 people are working in that, but it's 2 families in reality that are working this, right? So these symbols here are always families, not single workers. And as we can see, the 2 families that were assigned is actually 4 people here. Or actually this one here too. And anyone that still has a bit of time available then as well is also helping out there for our field. So the sowing is already in progress in June. And then we got the ploughing and then the sowing for this field here. And since this is all happening rather quickly, I would like to go ahead and have another field then right away for all of those thingies. So let's go ahead and have the next field then designated over here. And let's also have then a nice road connection here. So those fields have a road connection as well, being right to this, right? So as people are getting into my village, they of course pass some fields first, then the farm, and then they can actually get into the village itself. So that's just totally realistic, I think. Weather's changing, a bit of rain there again. My church already looks pretty used. But I guess it's fine. The manor area is also coming along. And another thing that we have now in stock is with the raw materials, 20 iron ore. So it is time to start that industry as well. I would really like to, really like to keep this area available there. So let's have the road going over here as we're expanding the town, right? Here we're going to have, of course, the tavern once I can afford that. That would be somewhere here, or actually like this, I think. So we need to make sure, look at that. That would already be not good enough anymore. Let's move the hitch post over there, because I need to see how much space we have there still. We would have timber. This would be possible. But here not. So we do need to get rid of that road there again. This would be possible now. And this would be possible. This is how I would like to have it. So perhaps we can squeeze the road in like that and still have the tavern here, please. That is all just very tight. Yeah, so this would be working, right? But we cannot build a road over there for now, at least, because it would disrupt it. However, we still have, of course, more space than here. Let's continue with the road setup then going over there in the back. or some mining industry. We could also have the mining industry down here by the road, because this will also make sense since we have the mining pit not that far away. But it's stored in the storehouse, right? So let's have it here. Let's have it here. It just makes sense to me to have it here. Yeah, and look at that. Once we place the tavern, we can actually just really easily build a road over there. So it's not really as tight as it looked at first. Having a road going all the way over there to my storehouses then as well. Just around my logging camp. And we can actually get the hitching post back up here into this area. So we got those two in that area. Very good. So the tavern is also being under construction now. Let's assign a second person to the logging camp, because I think we do just need a bit more logs. Oh, I don't have it in this area then. And there's the tavern coming along. So you cannot drink alcohol yet, but at least you can enjoy water, because there's the well, right? So we can serve some water there at least. I would love some ornaments for this tiny area there. That would just make so much sense to place something here. But for now, it's just a little, you know, place in front of the tavern to have available. And behind the tavern, then we just have the industry then coming up. And this road here, perhaps make the connection there. Fine, just below that tree. So we can still keep those trees. There's the tavern, finished as well. Nothing I really need to do here right now. What I would like to do now is behind the storehouse, having our little industry then. And for that we do need, so mining we have now. And then we can start with the bloomery, right? So this one allows us to smelt the iron then. And then we can have the smithy for the tools. And tools we do need for gardens and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and have the bloomery. Probably going to be pretty dirty. And then the smithy. The smithy we can have a bit closer to the village itself. And beside that we have the bloomery. Both of them here. Perfect. And then we still have more room then. For example, for a malt house that we're going to need. And for the ale house. They're going to smell. So I would also like to have them a bit further away. But not too far away from the tavern. As we do need it then. Right, this field is coming along. This is also now finished, and now they're working on that field here. So 3 fields we'll have then. One with emmer, one with barley, and one with... Let's also make it emmer. So this we can make bread then out of that, right? Next year then barley, and then flax. So barley, we definitely need a lot of that for our alcohol production. By the way, it's only July, so we get another field out there. I think we could. I think we should do this. Get the next field just here along the road. There you go, right? So that we have all these fields here along the road then. And here we can also say once again, start with barley please, and then we go with emmer and then flax. There's the road, and we would have then way more room over here as well for more farms and more fields. And here, yeah, barley is a bit better in this area. Flax is very bad, and emmer is also a bit okay there, but not too much. This is not ideal for farming. Smithy has been finished, but I think the bloomery is the more important building. And there it is, another building. Let's assign someone to that. And then also someone to the smithy afterwards. But first, of course, we need to smelt it. Now, I'm a bit low on workforce. We have timber though. We have enough food and enough firewood. So, of course, it is time for a bit more growth with the burgage plots. We can have more here in the forest. We have, please, 2 here. 2 would be perfect. Thank you very much. Righto. 2 more on that side, and then probably also a few more down here. I mean, here we already know that we can grow, right? So if I have the road going down this area, we can probably build them along this road. Like so. This is not possible. This is possible, and I would like to have it like so. And we could also do the same thing then on that side once I have more timber again. It's late August and the berries are out once more, so no more berries, but we have 100 berries in store, so that should be fine, and 250 food just in total. So let's reduce that worker there to 0 so we can use it for something else. The bloomery is starting to work now, and then we can also assign someone to the smithy right away so that we can start producing tools. And how's it looking here? The next field is ready. This is also now being worked upon then. Let's assign a third person to that if we have it, right? And idle persons could also always join. And there's the next houses coming along as well, so more people can join us. And also now over here. I love how diverse it looks, right? So here we got the rather, dark forest area, which is also cozy looking, right? And over here we got the open field area, and it just feels so much different, so much more open and sunny. And this one feels cozy, but also very enclosed. And by the way, also here the bailey has been finished. It is disconnected from the road network right now, it tells me, but it can't be, right? Because we do have everything here disconnected from the road. It is not disconnected from the road though, right? The gatehouse is connected, so actually it should also be the bailey then. The problem though is still that even after finishing it, I cannot build the tax collector, nor can I build the manor house because this is locked. Right, so we cannot build it in general because you can't do that in the demo. So in that case, I think we're going to run out of money then at some point. Let's just see what happens then when this timer goes to 0. And we just happily continue with our city. And that is meaning that we have now also the bloomery hopefully working. Where's the person for that? Over here. Getting the iron ore over there right now. I think we'll need more in the storehouse. I mean, why is it getting it from over there? We do have 40 iron in the storehouse right next to it. Yet this person insists, Bartholomew, of going this distance here, which is totally needless. Needless work. But we have iron slab in store already, so I think the tool production is starting. Yep. There it is. The smithy is working. And with that, we got the first tools in store again, and that means I can now finally add upgrades to my houses, right? So this burgage plot here has actually 3 upgrades available. So the vegetables, the chicken coops, and the goat shed. The goat shed provides us with milk consistently through the year, the chicken coop with eggs, and the vegetable garden with vegetables. Doesn't provide yields in winter though. Let's start with the chicken coop. I like that idea, that we have some chickens in our burgages, right? I do have another tool, so let's also have a vegetable garden for this one here. And for this one we then have the goat shed available too. So these are now starting their construction. Takes a bit of time there again. There we have it. There we get the first chickens. She's actually called Els, going somewhere. Pooping around, I guess. We already have the chickens, we don't have the chicken coop yet, right? So it's being built right now. There it is. Oh, this is looking glorious. We do have something for the chicken. Beautiful. Yeah, the production is rather quick with the tools. We have 7 tools already in store. So I guess we might actually need to pause this at some point because I can't really use that many tools right now. We could pause it right now. We do have iron slab. No iron slab then available though after this. Actually 2 iron slabs, so the bloomery could stop its working, or actually the smithy can stop its work because we don't need more than 7 right now. And I would like to assign the third person to the logging camp because we need more timber in order for faster growth. Let's just see. Let's have it over here then. Right. That's fantastic. These 2 has also been finished. Both of them we could upgrade, and we will, of course. There we have now the chicken. Do we have already eggs? Yeah, we have 1 egg in store already. And also here, those people, that family, starts now working its own fields. I would like to go ahead and continue then with the goat shed, please. Vegetable garden is possible here. No more chicken coops? Oh, it needs wealth. It needs 25 wealth for each one of these. The vegetable garden only needs one one tool, but the other two need wealth. So we do need to continue selling things at the trading post in order to make this happen, right? So this is the regional wealth, and this one goes up with the trading, and in that case, we do need to trade a bit more before we can afford more of them. But we have 3 chicken now available. There it is. We have sold something again, leading to 27. And this makes it possible now to have a goat shed that I would really like to have. We still have to grow. I need more workers for the next industries, which is a tannery then and the weaver workshop. And also the malt house and the brewery, right? So lots of stuff actually. We still have this area still available to us with 2 more people. I wonder. Yeah, we can actually squeeze in 3 here, and I would like to do this to make this plot here finished. And I'm very, very happy that we actually made use of the hill here, right? So the steep slope. Originally I thought I could not build anything there, and the village is just growing towards it too. We could also, since we have lots of them actually, we could also add more vegetable gardens, right? We have enough tools. And these will just add more food variety overall than to my village there as well. As we can see already, with the food we have 4 eggs now. And also 2 milk already in store. So the goats are producing. Albrecht and Ditz, they're called. My goats. And also the first house is already finished. And the next ones are under construction. As autumn is approaching. Once more. Next family joins. We have 1 unassigned person again. I can already see that the food is going down a bit now. That's also part of the reason because the berries, of course, don't last us that long anymore. We consume quite a lot of them. We do, however, still have plenty of wild animals and also a second slot in the hunting camps. So if it really goes down, we can still adjust more workforce into hunting. And of course, by adding now more vegetable gardens and goat milk and the eggs, I hope that we just have a more diverse village overall with more food coming in. Yeah, and then there is the whole trading, and as we can see, I've also imported something, and that is linen cloths. So we have linen cloths now because I think we cannot produce them on our own, and we have this now in store. It is then being transported to the storehouse, and from there, if I have it, a trader would sell it to the people. Right now we got the food stall and the firewood stall, right? Those 2, and they can continue with that. I could then add the cloth store to this one stall as well. Let's stop the linen cloth import there right now. Don't trade it, right? Because I would like to use the wealth for my other expansions that we want to do. So there's nothing else here that I need to do. Perfect. That's that. Yeah, we're growing really nicely so far, I think. Food is also looking really good with milk and eggs now coming in. Vegetables, probably not this year anymore, right? So, even though it's growing already nicely. How's looking? More families. We need more families. There they are. More houses as we continue to grow. Yep, let's also continue with our next industry. So the tannery would be the one. We have lots of pelts and we can make leather out of that, which is way more valuable for trading. So another building coming up here, and then we probably finish this block like this. Right, so we got another plot available here for another industry building, like a weaver hut once we have wool, or flax. That would be possible. I could also then have the malt house and the brewery here in my industry zone, or over there we also have more space. Yeah, we can also see that the logging camp is doing a good job chopping down everything. Probably going to sign it now over there. I wonder if they can get over the terrain borders. We'll just see about that. My fields are coming along, so all of them hopefully? Yep, all of them are growing now. Perfect. This is going to be a good harvest next year. There was a very good trade of 20 and 4 each, so we sold a lot of firewood there. which we can still do that because we got 265 wood at the moment available. Though we are in the beginning of winter, right? So of course we're going to need a lot of that. But with that, we can afford another, yeah, I would like to go with another chicken coop. That we can have 4 more eggs. So there it is. Another construction. And also the tannery has been finished right over here. In this very forestry area, lots of trees there. And this one will be able then to start producing leather for us. Let's also assign someone right to it. And Fate is doing the job. He's right now still constructing. And after that he will join the tannery. And once again, it is winter in our little town. What I can see definitely now is food is going down, right? So we're not having that many berries anymore. It's definitely going to last us through this winter, but I will need to work on new sources of food. So trading might be one option, but also all our the fields that will be coming in now then next year. And of course these additional chicken sheds and stuff like that, vegetable gardens that we can still add. I could definitely add some more vegetable gardens since this just requires some tools, right? So at least those 3 new plots here, they can all have a vegetable garden each. They're very stretched, so could easily work over there. And then we have more room then for some more goats and chickens. We have a bit of coin in again, 55 actually. Let's go with another chicken coop right here in the center. And I think these houses then are a bit too small each, so we'll need to have some bigger houses then as well for the future. Let's have another road then around this block there, so that we can add some bigger houses than here as well. So this burgage plot. Yep, that's going to be 2. And now we can see it. We can add some extensions, right? This way not, but this way we can add 2 of them at least. So let's have those. I still would like to keep my trees here. So we can do this. And this is then just bordering right to the industry. Perfect. Also, while those buildings are being finished, what we can see is we have also now 20 leather in store. So production has already sped up quite a bit. So we have lots of leather. Unfortunately, I think I cannot really do anything with that leather other than selling it. So that's probably the only option that we have. For clothes, the only thing that I can see that could probably give us clothes would be the workshop. Right, so other than that, there is no other building available here. The weaver workshop we have, but I think I need to get the clothes in from trading and sell leather, for example, as there is no building for that that would consume it. So let's start with that. It has a good value. So export, and let's go with, yeah, up down to 10, right? So we're producing that, of course, at a steady pace. That's fine. And we still have a bit of wealth, so let's go ahead with another goat shed. That's milk. And this one is probably going to be then a vegetable garden or so. We can also then continue here, that road. Actually, that continues then right down here. And perhaps we also make a nice connection then over there as well. And well, we do have enough building materials, 32 timber at the moment actually. Fuel is going down a bit, so I'm going to assign a 3rd person to the woodcutter lodge, because we definitely will need a bit more fuel now, but we should last through this winter. It's February already, and the food will also be fine. The berries will regrow soon, and that should all be fine. What I can do is, we have a steady stock of wild animals, so it always stays at 20. I might actually build a 3rd hunter. I mean, farming will really change a lot, I hope, right? So the farming coming in, we can prepare for this. So we do need a windmill. This converts grain to flour, and then we have the oven produces bread out of the flour. So let's go ahead with both of them, really. So the oven would be here then, I guess, beside the farm, and the windmill as well, somewhere here. Right, so those 2 are right here now in this area. Close to the fields then as well. That makes sense to me. Wait a second, even better. I've got a better solution to this. Get rid of the mill again. Let's have it there, because there is no room for... There's the field, right? There is no fertility here. We could do this. Nah, I'm sorry. Let's have it here. It's just closer to my storages in general. Both of them are in this area and will be constructed now with 2 unassigned families, so they will be able to work on that as well. And there it is. Snow is melting, food is fine. We have survived this year at least. lots of leather in already, and we are going to sell lots of that leather, so I could have a third person here assigned right now, because we can just sell more with that, right? So making more coin allows us also to import a bit more linen cloth, and that is what I would like to go here for. Also trading, we are not trading food anymore. We could import food at this point. We have a bit of wealth available, but I think we'll be fine. And for my other productions, this is target 60, target 10 is also fine. Iron slabs, we have lots of that in store. And we also have lots of tools in store, so I could just sell a few of my tools there as well. Just a few, because they are quite valuable. That trading post has enough work. And construction continues. The windmill is coming along as well, together with the oven. They also then need, of course, someone assigned to it. But we are not going to assign anyone to the oven yet, because we do need flour first, right? And there is the windmill. Is it finished? Looks pretty finished to me. Of course, that windmill has a problem. It is surrounded by trees, but I'm sure it will still work. Still needs a few more logs, but we have plenty of that in anyway. The berries have also regrown. Hooray, let's rejoice. Let's reduce the amount of people in the bloomery. In the smithy we have enough tools, and get them to the forager hut. We want those berries now. Very important. Get a bit of an influx of food there again, right? We are now officially out of food almost, but the eggs and the milk are still keeping us afloat there. And of course now the harvest season will then begin soon, and this will bring in a lot. And by then the windmill should be finished. We still need one more log. And there it is. That poor ox has been doing this for quite some time now, and he's still strong. Perfect. There we have it. And now they can finish that windmill. There it is, in all its glory, up and running. Yeah, and we can assign someone to that right away. And this person will then, of course, take any kind of wheat that we get out of it and make grain out of it. Flour, sorry. So we have 11 more days for the king demands. And then either the game ends or we can continue. No idea. We'll just see about that. Food is also coming in again. Lots of vegetables, meat and berries. Berries are finally coming in again. And also firewood. We still have 118 firewood, so I don't know what the 4 really means. Does it mean the months that we can survive that? I don't think so. It's 118 that we still have in stock though. And they're being transported, of course, then to my firewood store. But 3 people are working on that. That should be fine. And also 3 people are on the farm, preparing for harvest season, hopefully. And I'm also glad to see that the windmill is finally working, since we have someone working on it. He's just waiting now for materials. One more day for the king demands. A very long day. That last one. Well, we still just enjoy it. And oh, we are dead. We have -5, but the quest was completed and we can still continue. Rejoice, everyone. We can continue, and we're doing that in the next episode. Stay tuned. As a woodcutter working already. I guess upgrading those brokerage plots at some point will provide us with better isolation, but right now we still have to work on their demands. Now the mission for the taxes is over, luckily, so at least there is a positivity in here, and we can now focus again on food. Now what is happening in this year, and that's going to be a new thing, is our first harvest, our first real harvest. It's still growing at 73% now, so that means we're going to have probably a very good summer harvest here coming out, with lots of wheat basically, right? Lots of barley And that's it, right? So no flax this year because I just didn't want that yet, as it's just linen. But the other thing is fine. So barley for the alcohol and lots of wheat. And that is, by the way, then also being crushed here in the farm, right? And here in the farm we do make then grain out of that. So the workers that are assigned to the farm. And then once again, the windmill makes flour out of the grain, and the communal oven is then making bread out of that at the very last. So I'm not going to assign anyone to that yet, nor do I need to assign anyone to the windmill at the moment as well. Basically, we do have just enough people there. We don't have any flour yet, so that's the main reason. Most of my houses by now do have some upgrades to the plots, so nothing else that I would need to do here for now. In the future, for any new house, of course, I will also look out that we can do this, can assign more. I just wanted to get this row of houses up here because it's just looking really cool. And this is just some high density area, right? With a smaller courtyard, smaller garden that we have. Yeah, once again, I know that this one here can work, right? So I've seen it for the manor. We do need to make this one somehow a bit better still. So let's get rid of the gatehouse again. We have 34 timber, so we can make this one a bit bigger this time, because I really would like to have a manor available to me where I can then have a tax collector, which we just do need. We might find us a better location for it, though I think up here might suit us just better overall. And we do have the space for this, right? It would also overlook then the street there. I think this makes the most sense. So I'm going ahead with trying it once again, the Bailey wall that we do need here. So that's starting then here, and it's going then all the way to this side, all the way over here, into the forest there, around here, and then along the road here, basically. Connecting it with that. That's 9 timber that this will cost us a bargain, really. And also what we can do then is a gatehouse right away that we should provide. So let's have a gatehouse then somewhere here in this area. Right? And this is where it's coming in then. And through the gatehouse we will then be able to get a road at some point once this has been finished. Right? And this whole thing then is going to be our bailey where we can have the taxpayers and stuff like that. The road, of course, continues then all the way over here into that forestry area where we can also have then more houses than later down the road. The thing is though, right, we are living in a very, very hilly area. So we don't have a lot of flat land. We don't have a lot of expansion possibilities. Look at that, how steep it is up here. So there's no way I can expand into this area nor into this area. There's even cliffs here. So really there's just, we are very limited with the amount of expansion that we can do. We can only go deeper into the forest there. At some point we would also then destroy the berries there, unfortunately. And here once again we have also a very steep incline. So it is difficult terrain, honestly. It is difficult. We can of course also still grow into this whole area there. I would like to do a couple of things though. I would like to move the forager more into this area now. So fortunately we can move buildings, right? The same goes with the woodcutter. I'm also going to move this one a bit further. What we can't do is moving the granary and also not the storehouse, which is a shame, honestly. So I would have loved for this to move those guys there, to move those buildings. Unfortunately, that is not possible. The tannery, we can also not move for some strange reason. But with that, we do have now the gatehouse, because I would like to really have a special entrance then for the manor, right? So we have then this road going into the manor area then from here, from our main road, more or less. And this road here we could, we could actually make this one smaller, or we can just squeeze more buildings in here. That also is totally possible. I'm thinking about my next industries that we have then here. The malt house, that is huge, and the brewery. And I think we might sheep farm, the oven. Yeah, we don't have that many buildings then anymore, right? So at some point it should hopefully come to an end. But let's just build this one for now, as this estate is forming. Alright, while we have to endure this horrible rain right now, let me tell you, I'm very frustrated at the point of no avail. I cannot get the manor to work, so the bailey to work, right? The manor house needs to be attached to a wall, and it was not working over here because of the terrain. So the game doesn't tell you that, but if there is a bit of a slope going down here, the manor house will not attach to any wall, right? So I needed to readjust a few things now over to this area. So this is now as flat as it can be anywhere on my map, because everywhere else we do have a hill area, right? So everywhere here we're a bit unlucky with the starting condition, even though it is looking beautiful, right? I love a hill village, no doubt, but it is getting really difficult here with the terrain. And a bailey is pretty big, right? And you need a flat terrain for this, or as flat as it can get. And I think this is the maximum that we can work with. So here it was absolutely not working for some reasons. It was just not working. So now we have it here, and I think, from what I can see already, it is working now. Yes, it is being attached to my area. Very good. And now I can finally place my manor house, my majestic pinnacle of a building. Let's do this. This is consuming the rest of my timber. And I've also, as we can see, deleted 2 houses here, right? But we are building up a new village down here. And these houses are big enough to allow upgrades. Very good. That's 4 actually, right? So 4 plots going now all the way down here to the road then. So this is now coming to an end then, the village on that side. We can still do the same thing here again. So we still have plenty of room to grow. But I needed to move things around. The advantage though is that we do have then more room here again to build, because it is still a bit flat there after all, right? That's that. Now forager, I'm reducing that because we're running out of berries anyway, so there's no use really of doing much here. The woodcutter lodge, that is still working. Let's just see that we do get a proper area over here somewhere, a bit further away, right? And then we have the logging camp. Let's assign a second person to that, because we do need more. We do need more logs after all, and let's just try and have them work over there. And I'm curious to see if they do work over the borders. I would love to see that. Alright, of course the bailey with the wall, with the gatehouse, with the manor house is going to take a long time to finish. However, we're going to lay out a priority for it. So gatehouse, bailey, and then the manor house, right? And only then do we have the houses here with priority 1. Only then do we finish those here. Even though this one is coming along already, so we might as well just finish it now, because it has the resources already. And there it is. And we can then also add, of course, once again, a chicken coop. And probably, let's have a second chicken coop. We do need eggs. Eggs are just very good overall. Alright, how's my fields coming along in the meantime? We are in July now, so harvest season should be starting. Where's my people? They're still waiting. I don't know for what exactly. Do we need to decide here what is happening? Estimated harvest is in 50 days for these fields here, right? Since some of them are already full, right? We can force early harvest. Let's just do this. Let's force early harvest, and let's just hope that these guys are now... Yes, they're harvesting. Right? So they're now on their way to the field. Oh, he's determined. This is the determination that I like to see on the faces of a farmer that goes to harvest some crop, right? So that's the emmer, so the wheat basically that we can get out of here. 209, and with that we can make grain, then flour, and then bread, and that should last us hopefully through winter. So the other house has been finished there as well. Yep, and these are just waiting now, right? And we can then have, of course, more on that side. Pantry is full, the field. This one here. There's the harvest, as we can see. And lots of wheat is coming in. And once again, very detailed. They're not just chopping it down or cutting it down. They're actually piling it up. And I think it's better to spread the harvest season a bit, because otherwise it could get a bit close there. Even though we do have 4 farmers right now, 4 families working on that, it's still a bit close. So it's good that we have an early harvest here, and then probably for the barley, sorry, right? It's so close. We can also force an early harvest then for this one here too. But this has priority 1, right? Well, this one here has priority 2 for now. So we really want to get all of this in here. Once full, all the wheat is getting over here with the cart, being stored in my farm, and here we can then make grain out of it. And there it's storing up. really cool that we can go through these buildings, right? I mean, I could also get my hitchhiker out there with my fancy coat, but this is just faster. And by now also these fields, the harvest in these fields is starting up or ramping up. And as we can see, we got already 470 crops now. That is wheat and barley then combined. No more timber, unfortunately. In my logging camp, I do have 13 timber stored, right? I think the storehouse is full. Yes, the storehouse is full. We're completely full of iron slabs. Even though I don't have anyone there anymore, I could assign someone to build me some more tools there. Craft me some more tools. We got the iron ore, lots of that. And firewood in here. I will probably need a second storehouse because I cannot upgrade this one either. So another storehouse it is. For my industry sector we have one, and then probably it's a good idea to have one down here. Alright, also the pelts. We need to get rid of something here. Well, I think this was a very successful harvest. We're getting close to 1,000 crops there right now. At the moment, most of it is still stored in the fields, right? So this one here is full, for example, and this one here too. So this is now eventually getting then over to my farm, and then those people should start working on threshing, and with that we can make some grain out of that. No assigned workers anymore at the moment, so I will just need to wait. Yeah, the manor is also coming along, as we can see. It's a fine building that we are having here. And of course, there's more room here for other buildings then, because I'm pretty sure by now that we will also need to have the tax collector in this area then as well. My main problem right now though is that my storehouse is full and the logs are accumulating in the logging camp. I mean, not all of them, they're actually still being transported over, right? Yes, they're still being transported. I mean, why use the road when you have grass nearby, right? Not the smartest one. Oh, that poor ox. He could have such an easy life if my drivers would be a bit smarter. And ladies and gents, there we have it. Our manor house, a crowning pinnacle of our village so far, has been finished. So this is where I guess we do reside in this fine building here. So where are we? Oh, we are actually spawning right next to it. There you go. And I guess we can also re-enter these fine majestic halls. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like it's very steep here. No one thought about a ladder or something. Okay, we can at least go into the side building. Ah, and there it is in the main building. Unfortunately, it's looking rather desolate, so we definitely need to decorate things in here. And now I'm trapped. So he's going to stay in there, at least he's got it dry. And yeah, with that, the manor house has been finished. Anything that we could do here? Provides living space. 17. Fritz is already joining. What? There are people living in my manor house? Fritz is living here now. And he actually was created like that. Interesting. Did not expect that. And then we have a tax collector possible now. We can attach it then to a wall again. And with that we can finally make some coin. Oh, lovely. If only I had a bit of timber. And there is a lot of people moving into the manor house right now. 6 already. This is a bit of a problem to me right now because I don't have food for these people. What is going on? I never thought that the manor house would be a living space for others. Provides living space for 5 peasants, it says. Provides a garrison space for retinue. First manor build grants a free retinue squad of 12. But that's it. 5 peasants? There's 17 coming in right now. Alright. And they're already moving in. They're already bringing in their things. Okay, I guess that's that then. I did not expect that there are so many people living in it. Yeah, food-wise, I guess it could be fine still. The most important thing right now is that we do get some logs into the storehouse here. So logs, it's still empty. We're using it for something, I think. Still for some ongoing constructions. Right. There we have it. It's still being used for the burgages that we have. And I think my loggers, they don't work, right? So nope, they're not chopping down any trees. So really, we do need to have them on the same territory. It would have been too easy, right? We cannot use this territory there. We do need to work with this. Alright. Alright, they're still busy transporting. We do have some more hands, so let's just add a few more families to the farm. Because this really has priority right now to get all of that in, right? And then we can start the threshing. But now it's still lots of transportation here. There's 140 in it, right? But that's it then, I guess. 180 there are still stored as well. And it's filling up. Perfect. Very good for winter. There's also some wild animals over there. Look at that, 40. Yep, let's go ahead and have also a hunter out here, right? So we can definitely have this, another hunting camp that we have out there. That's some workers. And they can then work these wild animals. They are on my territory as far as I can see. It's uncertain, but the symbol is on my territory. So I definitely want to use them because we do need more food with all of those people moving in right now. Bit problematic. At least the logging camp is working again. They're gathering trees once more. Oh, it's still ongoing. That's a lot of transportation here. Huge effort. They've been doing it for months now. And there's still 180 barley. There's the hunting camp. Fortunately, we do have so many people moving in right now that we can definitely make use of them. And there is then our new hunting grounds now, where they can hopefully do something. Get us more meat in, because we sure as hell going to need it. Even though we have 120 eggs already in it and 45 milk and 160 vegetables. So the plots are working, right? Filling up our food storages with that. And also now the last barley is being brought in, and then we can start with the threshing. And yes, right away, Kunz is starting to hunt. Also, autumn is upon us once more. I just love how the fog is coming into the valleys here again. I also just love to watch all these lines getting from the fields to my farmhouse. They're still all transporting. And as we can see, now we're starting with the threshing. So this one here goes up. No, I think it's the barley, I'm sorry. Pantry, that's the wheat. This is the barley that is coming up here. The last bits of it. We also finally have enough timber again, so let's go ahead with the tax collector. Yes, this one can be then right here somewhere. I would love it. It does need its own road connection then. Right, and here we will have then taxes. And we do have 500 regional wealth right now. So hopefully a lot of taxation will happen. So this is our treasury. And with that we will hopefully then be able to pay the annual royal taxes. The next are in 145 days. So hopefully until then we have the coin for it, because I don't want to build up more debt than we have to. Now the last fields are empty. And there it is. Yep, just on time. I just love it. It's just working. We are getting the first grain in already. So they are starting with the threshing. Yeah. Combined effort on all of them. Perfect. And we do have the workforce. Let's go ahead and assign one person to the windmill so we can start making some flour out of that. And while that is happening, another thing, and that is my next industry. Oh, wait a second. No, let's just amass a bit more timber. Because before I start with the alcohol, I would like to have a bit more timber. Approval rating is fine though. Livestock, we have the chickens and the goats. Yeah, should be fine. Can't wait to see how much bread we actually get out of this. And bread, of course, is a very durable food type. And meat, there's not that much meat in. But they are already working here. Yep, they are working. There's also meat now coming in from this latest camp that we have. Also what we can see, the automated crop rotation was in effect. So we have now flax for the next year, flax on this one, barley on this one, and emmer on this one. We have 2 times flax. Yeah, let's just go with that. I think that's going to be fine. We do need it anyway then for the linen. And then we have barley and emmer. No, actually, let's not make it flax here. Let's make it... Oh, yeah, we just used emmer, so it's very low there. We could go with the barley. And here we have the emmer. Let's go with emmer on this one, right? We had the barley on that field. So emmer it is. And then it is the flax next year, because I want to amass a bit more wheat. That's our miller. Fight, he's called, and he's now getting the grain to make flour out of it. The tax collector, meantime, is also coming along. It looks like it has brick walls, despite only costing me timber. That is some magic here. And please, let the ox drive by someone else. We do have a perfect road system. Why don't you use it? And there we have it. Flour is being produced. I could assign a second person to that, as in the farm, as we can see, we're pretty much full on the pantry now. Let's also reduce it by 1. So hopefully, yep, that person is going into the windmill right away, where we produce the flour. And flour can be easily stored then, right? It doesn't spoil that quickly or anything like that. And then, well, I just need a person for the oven, and then we can start with the bread production. 11 out of 17, so that means there are still going to be more people then in the manor house. And by the way, of course, the farmers have work to do still, but it's not that important anymore. So it's important, but it's actually happening rather quickly, so that's fine. I mean, I could also, if I want to be super realistic, I could also say no windmill work for now, right? And all work on the farms. And once all of that work is done, during winter we mill into flour, the flour, and then make bread out of that. I think that is better, because once we run out of the vegetables and the meat and the berries and the eggs, then the bread starts to flow in. So I think that is a good tactic there on my part. Tax collector, beautiful building. We are already working on the roof. And there it is finished. In all its glory, a new building, the tax collector. And as we can see, we do now have, we have quite a lot of options here available. We can decide the tithe, so it gives away a percentage of goods to the church. I don't know. We have the geld, basic tax collected per family on the first day of each month. Let's go with 1 silver. This is lowering our approval rating by 6%. We would still be above 50 though. And predicted treasure income is 30, because we have 30 families right now. I'm not giving away anything for the church yet. It would convert it to silver then. And to influence. We do have 660 influence. That also would not be so bad, right? Let's just see what we could do here. Nah, let's not. I mean, I can only go by 1, right? Yeah, let's go by geld for now. The tithe later on. We're at 660 influence. And by the way, with influence, we could conquer other territories, right? Claim with influence 1,000, for example, so that we could move into this territory there, where there is some iron deposits and some wild animals again. So that is entirely possible. Looks quite busy in there, as there are lots of families living in now. How's it coming along? I think the fields are finished, right? No, they're still doing it. Alright. That's fine. And the first money has been paid already. There we can see it. 25 coin we have. We do need to pay 5 coin. So we already have enough coin for that. And now the treasury is filling up. And money can be used for diplomatic purposes or for hiring retinue and mercenaries. Let's just check it out there again. Claim with favor and claim with influence, but not with money or so. But with that we could get then a standing army or just some mercenaries then if we want to. Very nice. The hard season is about to begin, and I'm just enjoying the scenery here. I really am. I mean, I think this is one of the most beautiful city builders that I've played so far, without a doubt. And yeah, we're just enjoying everything. Also, our latest addition here, the Manor House. A majestic building. Hopefully, I do have a special room, as it's getting quite cramped in there with all these families. And one of the most important buildings as well, the tax office that we have now available to us. Taxing my people, of course. And yeah, we do feel that already by the approval rating going down. So the tax office, the tax collector, is reducing approval rating by 6%. But it is increasing my treasury by plus 30 per month. So that is, I guess, okay. Because with that treasury, we can do something. Yeah, also, harvest season is officially over. We're still working on plowing the fields here, plowing the fields, and also sowing, right? So this happens through winter. And I would like to reassign a few people here. So the forager has already stopped working because we don't have any berries anymore. We do have 8 again, which is strange because in November it should not regrow, but it's fine. Woodcutter is fine too. We will slow it down on the logging camp, and I would like to reassign a few people here now to the windmill because we need to make finally some flour out of all that grain that we harvested in this season. And he can now start with that. We also have, I think, a full storage house. Yep, full storage right now. And the granary is also nicely filled up. Even wheat is being stored in here and grain. That is not so good, I think. Or is grain being used as food? No, it's not. It should not be used as that because you can't eat that. But we can make bread out of that. And this is my goal here, of course. I would like to, since we are always a bit capped on families, and I think we are rather safe on the food situation right now, and we have enough logs, I would like to continue with a bit of expansion there still. So this plot here is just perfect for that, right? We do have a bit of space there still, and I would like to use this for some additional houses. Let's just see. Yeah, like that it would be possible, and all of them can have some additional garden and some plot behind them. That costs me 8 timber. Let's go ahead and build this. We do have time now since we're rather full on a lot of things, except for food perhaps. So we can definitely do this. By the way, we have 76 tools available to us right now. I will stop the smithy because we do need that work for something else. And I will also stop the bloomery. We don't need these right now. We are also out of iron ore. I'm not producing any of that, right? Because we don't need it really. We are full on logs. We're full on tools. So that is not necessary. There's 7 families now working the fields. We are going to keep it like that. And 2 working in the windmill. That is also fine. As the flour is moving in. Let's just check this out. 14 flour we have. We could probably start now with the oven then as well. So let's assign a baker to this one, so that we can finally start making some bread as well. And there also the first construction is already starting. I just love that. Out of nothing really. Something suddenly appears. Some fences, a foundation, the walls. More and more people appear, right? More and more workers join in. Some of them must be quite experienced by now. And we have 4 more homes for 4 new families joining my village. Something very exciting is also happening over here. The baker is now getting the flour over. And we should be seeing, there it is, the first bread has been finished already. That was rather quick. And he continues, of course, making more of that. And with more families joining, we'll be able to bake more bread then, of course. Because I think the flour will last us for quite some time in the wheat that we still have. And we got 1,000 grain already. They're doing a good job there in the windmill. There's also the first plot being finished already by quite the armada of people. And the next people can move in. Let's also use this one here for a goat shed, as we can afford that easily at this point. Because all of them should be self-sufficient there as well, with some production at least. As it is helping out quite a lot already. 130 eggs, we have 45 milk. And the first 8 bread is also joining my granary now. And yeah, of course it doesn't take long for winter to finally be upon us. The first snow right before Christmas, I guess. And with that, we're also looking rather relaxed at this, as we have 22 bread. I mean, we can have quite a nice meal with that, right? We got some meat, bread now, eggs, vegetables, so you can make some nice dishes out of that. People should be happy, and they are. 57% approval rating, despite taxing them as well. Even though I don't see the penalty really coming in there at the moment, so I think it is okay. One thing is, I haven't found a way of actually producing linen clothes myself. So for now, I'm starting to import them. We can do this over there, right? It will cost me a bit of that, of course, but we are also exporting a lot, like tools and yeah. Basically, as we can see, we're getting some steady coin in there as well. And I would like to use this to get the, oh, there was 100 there right now. And I would like to use this to get some clothes in. Those clothes we can then use to sell to my people. And with that, we would then have another thing fulfilled. They do need, however, cloth and leather, by the way. So leather seems to be a cloth option. We do have lots of leather. My tannery is working on that. I don't have anyone assigned to that yet, but new families are moving in. So we could actually assign someone to the tannery and get this one cracking. And let's also start by having a market area for the clothing store. And this one distributes cloth, leather, yarn to the burgage plots. And yeah, leather is actually the cloth here. Once again, something new I've learned. And let's have this one also then here somewhere. A log is totally fine. And then we have this cute little market place here, market square in the city center. That is providing that commodity to my people. The only thing that we would need then is the tavern. Now with the tavern, we still need a new industry. And for that I do need a bit more timber. Right, and a few more people. So I rather wait for that here. That's consuming a lot of timber right now. Those people moving in here. And let's also have some more vegetables here for the tools. Right, and then also those two burgages there. And yeah, once again, the snow is making everything beautifully, magically white. And by the way, the performance is still holding up incredibly well. I don't see any dips at the moment. Despite having a growing population of almost 100. And as we can see, the market area is also quite busy. Now another thing is money we have now 56, right? So coin, I guess. The royal tax is only 5 at the moment that we need to pay. So I guess we could lower the taxes there once again. Because I don't see what we need it for other than this. Because there's no military in the demo yet. So we will not need it for the mercenaries. What we can do, however, is having the tithe here. This one is, of course, reducing once again my approval rating, right? But it should be giving us a bit of influence out of that. So convert silver to influence. So hopefully that does something. And predicted treasury income is still plus 17 out of that. But I would like to get some influence out of that, please. Because with influence, we could probably purchase this next territory here that I would really like to have in order to get these new deposits as well. Alright, construction of the last burgage plot has started. And also someone moved in here. So we got 2 more families in. Let's also have here... Well, let's have a goat shed there again for a change. And let's assign a second person now to my oven. And I think also the granary will need a second person to transport all of that. But I'm not entirely sure about that. The last house down here, let's add another chicken coop. Right, so all of these have now something. Perfect. Also, the clothing stand is here and full already. It will, however, also need a person working in there. So this is another workforce. Unfortunately, I don't have that much workforce right now. The tannery is, of course, still producing leather. The hunters are bringing in the pelts then. Storehouse, we do have... Yeah, 47 pelts still left, so this is fine. And as we can see also now with the second person assigned, there's the bread coming in. But we have enough bread anyway. At the communal oven, it's also being stored. So I can actually assign another person here then to the clothing stall, so that we deliver enough resources over that we can then sell for my people. And as we can see, clothing is now checked. We have the food checked, the clothing, the faith. For clothing, we still need a yarn or cloth itself, right? So leather we provide right now, and then there's the entertainment. And I could probably stop with, wait a second, probably stop here again with the linen cloth, because I don't think we do need that. I think we need normal cloth, right? Or cloth. That would be this one here. But that is, once again, we have the flax coming out this year, so we are just going to wait for the flax, because that will be fine too. We have 10 timber though. In the meantime, what we can do is starting the alcohol production. Very important. Let's go ahead and first of all find it. We do need the malt house, so converts the barley to malt. Plenty of that. And by the way, this is also similar striking to other games. Malt house, there you go. And next up we would have then the brewery, malt to ale. Are we out of it? Oh, there it is, still room. But I would block it then. Now let's still have it there. There you go. Can we? No, there's no room for a road. Oh, there is. There was one. I know it. There it is. Perfect. We can have a road between those buildings. Just in case for something later on then. 2 new very important productions to finally provide then ale to the tavern. And we still have 1 more timber. I would really like to breed 90 100 population. So let's go ahead and also assign another area for people to live in. And we would have probably this area here just fine for it. That's not possible. This is possible, and there we would have 2 bigger houses then also being available here for 4 timber. By the way, it's February already and we are still completely stuffed on wheat and grain. We have 1,300 grain still in store and already 60 bread that we are making out of that. Winter is almost over and we are completely full with food. So I don't think that 4 fields are actually, have a right to exist here, because I think we are having a complete overproduction, which is not so bad right now. I'd rather have an overproduction. I just hope that we have enough room there still for the flax, and I think we do, right? So generic here, that's the one for the flax then, and also in my storehouse we should have more. Oh, I'm just building another storehouse then entirely, but for flax there should definitely be some room left then. Burgage plots next up on the line, and oh, that was quick. There we have it. The malt house is finished. I just need someone now to work it. To work it. Woodcutters. Yeah, woodcutter was again very close here. Assign the first person to the malt house. And the tannery. Yeah, the tannery definitely needs someone to work. Where could I get more workforce? I mean, obviously 2 more families coming in here. I think we also don't need 3 people in the trading post. And we also don't need all of these hunting camps being filled. So another one at the malt house and one at the brewery. That we have this one now working as well. And yeah, work happens rather quickly there too. We got the first mold already being produced, and Linhard, I think, there he is, getting a bit more barley than from my field, producing mold with that. And the brewery will then get the mold already on its way, I think. What is that? Friedline he's called. Why is he fully staffed? Is he just joining? No, he's transporting grain. That looks... He's got a lot on his back there. And where is he? Okay, I think he is a trader at the moment. He's somewhere far out here. Right, I think we still have someone assigned to this. I should definitely... Yeah, traveling merchant. He's a traveling merchant right now. On his way somewhere out into the world. Still going to take him some time to get back home here, so perhaps we can reassign someone, please. Still the same one. Yeah, let's just hope that he returns from his journey. Meanwhile, more and more malt comes into the malt house. Winter is officially over. The snow is melting. And we can see food was never a problem during this winter. Fuel, however, is. So I will probably need another firewood cutter now soon. And I definitely don't want to strain these forests here any longer. So we're going to use this area for another one of these. So once again, one of very basic buildings, the woodcutter lodge that we can have. And yeah, we do have it then somewhere down here once I have the timber. I don't have timber? 3 people working this. Should be fine. Let's hurry up. We have no time. No time to waste. The first ale is in. The brewery is working. Assigning a second person was doing the job. There you go. That's the magic. And Fight is now also working on this. Very good. Ale is in. 4 already. That is happening quickly. I've also got 2 in the malt house, by the way, because we do need to consume all that barley that we have. And I still would need 1 more person then for the tavern. How's my new buildings coming along? The first one is finished. There's already someone living in it. Let's also sign a chicken coop. And this one is also now finishing up. There it is. And with a vegetable garden then right next here to that. To the main road that we have. And there's another family that can then move in here. Of course, with every house that we build, the firewood consumption only goes up. Okay, 6 ale. We do have the workhorse. Let's assign someone to the tavern. Finally, we have a tavern keeper, and this guy here, Nickel, is now getting the ale over to the tavern. Look at that. Even the reflection on the tables. Insane. Beautiful. Speaking about details, this game has a lot of them. Did you know that the church has several bell sounds? Now another thing we should be starting then as well. We have now the logs. That means I can get ahead with my firewood lodge that we can have then in this area. And another thing is we have 4 timber. Perhaps I can afford it already. We do need another new building that I don't have yet. And that is the livestock trading post. So right now we only have the normal trading post. And the livestock trading post makes it possible to import, for example, sheep. And sheep we can use for wool. So let's go ahead and have this one then also right here at the main road. Next to this building. We could have it here or here. Let's have it here. So we do have, I mean, here I would need to get rid of some trees. But not too many trees. That's the important thing. So that we got both of these traders together, right? Then some trees, and then the city, or the village. And there we have it also, total population 104. Over 100 people now live in Leyfeld. I wonder that we survived that long, given the circumstances of this harsh, hilly area. But my people are strong. And by the way, also, at the market, there's always leather in store now. I would have loved to get some coin out of it, right, for selling goods to my people, making coin. That would have made me happy too. But getting taxes, I guess, is also fine. Now, those people really have then, as we can see, entertainment now too. As the ale is finally coming into the tavern, and that is the next plot that we have here. And that only leaves us with one thing, either cloth or yarn that we need to provide to my people, and then we can already upgrade them to tier 2. Can't wait for that. First things first though, we have some construction to do in the woodcutter lodge. Also, the berries have regrown, so I don't have enough people for that, I think. Ale is very important. The windmill needs the persons, the oven needs the persons. What do we have? Not enough of. The woodcutters we need. I mean, we do have way too much food. I could reduce the amount of hunters there still. Right, I still need the logs, so we need to keep those guys active. The tannery is important. So that's all of that. And let's assign someone to the forager hut. Because I would like to use the berries as long as we have them. It's just another type of food that will make my people happy. We are at 2k there now on the crops. I mean, 1,400 grain. It's still growing. And the fields are already growing again, as we can see, right? So the next harvest is already coming in. The flax, very important one. Also here the flax. And here we have the emmer then, right? With this one, there's barely any flax coming in. 19 is the estimated harvest right now. I think, yeah, we weren't really that fast with the sowing, perhaps, because there's 108 coming in once it's fully used. Next woodcutter is ready, however we don't have the workforce. Let's reduce it in the farm, because we really have too many people in the farm right now. There's just too much stuff coming in. And I would like to assign one then to the woodcutter, and we probably will need one here in the livestock trading post as well that is finishing up right now. So one more log is missing. Probably the poor ox once again, yeah, on his way getting the next one. And there it is. Another building. The livestock trading post. We don't need a person for it. Yep. And now we can import lambs oxen. Oh, new oxen that we could have, some more transportation. And also here now the sheep. Let's start with importing it only to a target of, let's make it 4. The price is only 20, right? So that would be 80. We do have a regional wealth of 600 right now. So this should be fine. Getting an animal? Nickel, what are you doing? What are you up to? Why are you getting an animal and from where? We don't have animals yet. I think. They will be coming in though with the trader. Right? So not this trader, but hopefully the next one then. That's all that matters. We are also at 880 influence. So it will be interesting to know if we can actually expand the next territory. And we also have more timber again, and we do need workforce, so let's go ahead and also continue with the next houses that we could have probably here. Yeah, this works just fine, right? They also have a garden again for timber. Perfect, there you go. And we can still keep that tree here. Alright, now I get it. Nickel is actually going out into the world, collecting sheep wherever he can find it. Wherever he can find it. So he's leaving Leyfeld, going out there into the open, to the trade route over there, and using this one then to import sheep. Hopefully being successful at that. My trading post people don't do this, right? They only transport goods within the village from my storehouse and stuff like that. Very good. The ale is also flowing. Lots of people, hopefully. Yep. Ale is busy. And why not just park your cart then right next to the table? As these enjoy their meals on a very beautiful April day. Outside, of course. Also, my next houses are being finished, so we do have some workforce again that we can then use. And this is really turning into a beautiful, bigger village now. And the fields continue to grow. So in 100 days we will have the next harvest. And out of the flax, we will then be able to do something magical, I think. I hope so, at least. Stay tuned. With animals now, so a sheep farm that we don't need. Before we do that, however, let's go ahead and also add 2 more plots to these 2 buildings here. So some eggs and a vegetable garden, right? And speaking about farming, we have our farming area, and for this one we can now add the sheep farm. Costs me 1 timber, doesn't seem like a lot, and it harvests wool from sheep. And yeah, we should have this one close to my fields, I guess. It just makes sense this way. Let's go ahead and place our first sheep farm over there. And the reason for that is, well, we do have 2 sheep in stock now from the lifestyle trading post. I think Nickel did a good job, or this traveling merchant here. Either way, the sheep is flowing, so we do have sheep now in the village, and that really makes it necessary to have this sheep farm here. This will create us wool, and with the wool we can then have something else, and that is then here the weaver workshop. So converts wool into yarn and flax into linen. So it actually uses both of these resources. So one that we get from the sheep farm and one that we get from the fields here. And we probably will then just have it right next here to my mill, right? So it's not as central and not in my industry zone. I mean, industry zone, it would make also a lot of sense here. But let's not do this. I would like to have it close to reduce transportation time and whatnot. So I'm going to add this building here now, the weaver shop, as well. Let's have priority actually on the sheep farm. So I would like to finish this one first. And due to a sheer miracle, this tree here survived. The central tree that we have there. Very good. And this will be the last resource that we need. And then we have everything fulfilled for our burgages, and hopefully we can upgrade them to level 2. That would be amazing. I can't wait to see how they look. Or we can't. We'll just see how that goes. 3 sheep in stock, perfect. Up to 4 as said I would like to get. Once we have the 4, we will then move them over to the sheep farm. That is already finishing up. Yep, and there it is. After a bit of time, the sheep farm has been finished. Let's assign someone. And as we can see, livestock capacity is 3, so it should be getting there right away. Lifting. He's now on his way lifting the sheep over, I hope. 3 in stock. Let's just see how that turns out. We can afford more, of course, if we want to. And let's just see how many then can be squeezed in here. Oh, there they are already. They even have a name. Thomas and Andre. They're called. There's the next one. Heinz coming in. Hello, Heinz. We are not going to slaughter you. Oops. Not going to slaughter you one bit. Finally, there is some life here now, right? And Bartholomew's, he's got the... He's transporting wool right now. I don't know from where, though. There it is, wool. Where are you going? He's waiting now. Alright, I guess for these sheep to be ready for something. Yeah, one more. Perfect. It still counts as a global stock. And over here then, construction of the weaver workshop has also started. Just a bit more timber. And then we can also have this very important building finally in effect. And of course the weaver can then use the flax as well. Even though we're still very full. Look at that. 2,000. We have 1,500 grain right now. I cannot produce that much. 50 bread and it's not going down. I guess what we could do is having a second granary. Yeah, once I have the timber, let's get another granary out here, probably in the farming area, because we definitely will need this. We have a workshop coming along. There's the first visual bug that I can see. But it's gone already, as this one is coming to completion as well. And there it is finished, the weaver workshop. And this building that looks a bit hidden over here still needs a worker. There we go. And Thomas is now getting the wool. We should already have quite a bit of that. We don't? For wool we have, right? And 95 leather. But for wool it's probably in my storehouse. Right, because there was no weaver hut before, but now, hopefully it's getting transported and right over there to this. Perfect. A granary, how much would that cost me? We can afford it. I've been thinking about a granary for a while now, because honestly we are getting a bit tight there on this one there, right? Yeah, it's full. But it should be fine actually. Food is lasting for another 6 months and fuel is lasting for another 7 months. So we really have a lot of that in stock. Alrighty, wool is in. Would you please start working now, Thomas? I don't have a second person here, so nothing I can do really. Further reducing the amount of farmers would do the job, I think. And there we have it, the 4th sheep. So we can stop with that now. And I can also get the worker back there and assign a second person to the weaver workshop. And there it is, the first yarn has been produced. But where? I guess somewhere here in this building. Yes, I will definitely need another granary as this one is full, but we can have it theoretically also next to this one here. Having 2 granaries is fine. Let's have another one there, as this one is now at a full storage. And I'm probably also going to have then one more here in my farming district. But there, it's a pretty big building. I don't want to have it too far outside. And that's a shame, there's no space here. Yeah, we could have it here then. Now we're already building one. It's fine, it's fine. It's going to be fine. And yeah, all our pantries are now full. That means the production in the burgage is full, right? So, for some of them that have the plots. This one doesn't have a plot. But there you go, right? So they're full on vegetables and stuff like that. We are overproducing food at this point. And fuel-wise, I don't have any more families available right now. I would like to add another woodcutter though. So let's further tone it down on the trade post. I don't need that really. And assign a second person to the woodcutter here. That those people, that we get a bit more firewood. I don't want to have people with full bellies freeze during winter. That would be a shame. Even though it's only July, so as warm as it can get. Now, since one of my clothing stands is full with leather, I'm probably going to need a second one for the second type of cloth, right? We can still wait it out there. My people are also full with leather at the moment, so no one purchases that. I was looking at the weaver hut. 5 yarn. Someone needs to get it over. Transporting it now. Let's also have some more expansion over here, because I'm running out of buildings or of living space, right? So we could also have a few people, yeah, like this, live up here. I mean, what a prime location. Is it really the right decision? Could also have them living here. Yep. Actually, let's not do this. This is just such a beautiful location. I don't want that. I want to have them a bit further down here, right? So this one can be full now. There's actually a spot for 2. And then here also along the main roads. There's room for another 3. And I would like to do this so that we're starting now to merge our village more or less with the hunting camps that seemed so far away in the beginning. Also, flax is in. So we do have yarn and we do have now cloth as well. My second storehouse is also coming along. It's a bit central than here, right? So beside my trading post and also close to my farming district, where there's just a lot of stuff like the clothes, for example, that needs some storage than here as well. Let's assign a person to this one right away, to this storehouse. So the second one, yeah, that should be much better now overall then as well. Also, the new houses are coming along. So we have 2 finished. The third one is in construction. Let's just once again add some milk to this one. Well, let's add milk for both of them, since milk is actually one of those things. No, we have even milk in store now, quite a lot of that too. So not that much I can do there anymore. So we are really having a nice overproduction of that. And then there's the whole cloth thing. So we got 37 and 12 yarn. However, my clothing stalls, they really want to only sell leather, which is a shame. My people want more of that, and at the moment no one has it fulfilled, the second need. So I guess I still need to wait there a bit, at least to have it in the storehouse then. Something like that. Another thing though is that we can do while we enjoy the beautiful October weather, so autumn once again is coming close, is we can check it out now. So we got 1100 influence, so theoretically it should be possible to claim another territory, but I don't think so since this is a demo. Let's go ahead. Lohendorf that we have, and no, I cannot claim it with influence. Even though I do have the 1000, it is not possible. It is not possible to claim any territory, unfortunately. I would have loved that, but unfortunately, it's not working. At least not in the demo, I think. Or I'm missing a feature here, but I don't think so, because I haven't found anything regarding this. Would have been nice though, right? But at least we've tried it to get the 1000 influence out of that. Finally, people rejoice. We have all the clothing types available, right? So I have now another clothing stall. I actually had to build quite a few of them before some of them was storing cloth. And this means we can finally upgrade the first houses. And yeah, let's go ahead and have this one here right in the center being upgraded. Cost me actually 4 timber. This is a lot. And as we can see, the construction is happening to tier 2. Oh my goodness. Finally, it happened, right? This comfort and conveniences mission. Holy cow, that took us quite some time, but it is possible now. We still need more logs though. Let's just check it out. The logs are coming in from there. We have the workforce. I could also get another logging camp, a lumber logging camp out somewhere over here, because then we get lots of forests. That might actually be the safest option. So let's go ahead and do this. It might be cold, but we're excited and warm inside, hopefully. There it is. The goods are being delivered already, and people start building. Of course, we're starting with the houses closest to the market. This one doesn't have a plot, though, unfortunately. this one has a plot. So I'm going to upgrade those two here first before I can do anything else. 4 timber is quite a lot for one, but we will do it. And there it is, a plot level 2 we have. Doesn't look that much different. I think it looks a bit more sophisticated. Yeah, it looks like it has a brick wall instead of a wooden wall like this one here. Right, level 2 it is. With that we have finished the first one. Can there be more people living in it? Nope, I don't think so. They're just happy overall, and that's it. Or pay me more taxes and stuff like that. I would of course also like to do this then here for one with a spot right next to it, so a plot right next to it. And we still need to upgrade 2 more, right? So that should be our goal right now. I've got the 2 timber that we do need for the logging camp. So let's build another logging camp then right over there with a highest priority. ASAP. There's a snowstorm coming in right now. Oh, it's looking really cold. My firewood is holding up. Yeah, it's holding up for now. And there it is coming together already. Very nice. We have 3 people available, so let's assign all 3 of them right away to this one here, chopping down trees right behind it. Probably the safest bet that we have for this one, as we do have a lot of trees anyway. Just not enough timber, that's the problem. And I also think they could already do it here, right? There's 8 timber in this area. Go ahead, people, please produce more for me. And by the way, what we could do though is, for the livestock trader, is get at least 1 oxen in, right? So let's import 1 oxen to a target of 2.
Let's get to work.
Because with this we could then afford a second hitchhiker post. There it is, hitching post. And this one would make it much easier to transport, right? And oh, there's a limit of 1. Alright, we have reached the limit for this one. I cannot do that. I cannot have more. So let's just not do this here. That's a shame. We got 6 timber. That should be possible for us now to add another upgrade here with the plot. There you go. There it is. Ah, yep, it's changing for sure. And there it is. This is looking much more different than the other one though. Looks taller. And we can also upgrade that one now. And with that we should have finished the mission then. And here I thought I would never finish that mission, as the last log has been delivered. Once again in a tier 2 house, and it really looks different once again than the other two. Quest completed. And there's also no follow-up quest anymore after this. And yeah, this also concludes my Manor Lords Demo series. Holy cow, there was a lot of content. And this is one promising game. I have to say that. It is feature-rich. It is almost bug-free. It is beautiful. Absolutely fantastic to look at. It looks very polished. We have only seen a glimpse of what the game can offer once the early access launches. I hope you enjoyed this one. We created a nice hill village there. Over 100 people, prospering. Food-wise, we will never have a problem anymore. Fuel-wise, we will never have a problem. We got clothes, everything that my people provide. And we got all the buildings that are available to us. From now on, it would just be expansion of the same types. And I rather just enjoy how it looks right now. And I'm going to conclude this playthrough with a nice walkthrough. Hope you're going to enjoy this one. Thanks also to all my supporters. Have a nice day and definitely see you in the full version of this one. Cheers!